I crashed the game. I don't know what happened that crashed it. I was like trying to remove my UI and some combination of the buttons I pressed put a grid on the screen and then it all went down. Either way, Brizix is back on the prowl. My sagefish did not sell. Let's go to Undercity and fish. Yeah. We're level 21. We were able to use the fishing book, so we have 225 to get to. And I think the best place to do that would be Undercity in the sewers, because there is a +8 agility helmet that drops, that you can get from fishing that also has plus fishing skill on it. I don't know if it has a level requirement on it or not. I don't remember from Zenrai. But it does look like a bucket, so no matter what the case may be, I have to have it. Yes, I am 100% fishing for that Undercity bucket helm. I must have it. I must have it. It's crazy, especially for a rogue. As soon as I got it on Zenrai, I was like, oh my god. Next rogue I run, coming here and fishing. I do need a lot of copper, though. Hold on. You got to be 20? Perfect. I'm 20. And well, I'm 21 now. Hold on. Where is it? Savage and Stormwitch. Are they through here? I think they're deeper in here. If I can get this one done on my way, I'd like to. I want to grab and complete as many quests as I can along the way, such that I can potentially complete the lore keeper, without having to go back too much. That's what she said. Well, I would hope she would say 21, but yeah. Oh, are you just saying that I said 21? Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah. These should be easy, though a lot of these zones are super camped. Also, I keep running into hardcore graves. The Thunder Lizard area was like just strewn with graves, and this place seems no different. Level 10s. What are level 10s? Oh, I guess they are level 10. Does make sense to be here. Well, someone got that copper vein, I guess. I was going to say it might be better to just come back when I'm higher level and it'd be easier. But then I was thinking about it. These quests are giving like 800 plus experience, 600 to like 800. On occasion, like 1,000. Even though they're, green. When they're gray, they give you nothing. They give you like 50. So it's actually better to do them while they're still available, I guess you would say. Do these guys come down if you throw at them? Or is she going to stay up there? Oh, God. Maybe I can force her down? Oh, fuck. Oh, boy. That was interesting. There's no way. Maybe? No. No, there's no way. Hey, Kissef, how you doing? We're just wrapping up some of the quests over here in Duratar before I go fishing for the next hour and a half, I imagine. Unless I get stupid lucky, which is possible. I remember it took Zenrai like 70 pulls. But we got the fishing book, so we're good to fish to our heart's content till we max out. They do have good sound effects. Hit me with your best shot. So I've been working on God Among Man. Getting chapter 2A done. I'll finish it today. And then I will post a link in Secret Society on my Discord. If you're a member and you haven't poked me about that, make sure to become a Secret Society member on the Discord. And I'll make it happen. Secret Society is automatically given when you are a patron on my Patreon. So if your Discord account is connected. So you may already have that and not know it. But now you know to poke me if you are a member on YouTube, because the YouTube one is not automatic. They don't have a Discord connection, though they probably should. If you don't know about God Among Man, it is a visual novel game. It's more game than mixtape. Because there is a god creation aspect to it. And it will feature the IP of Dead Gods, the last story on one of the possible timelines. One of the possible choice lines is Dead Gods. The first story is One True God. I seem to have an obsession with this topic, but One True God is about this high fantasy world where religion is based around well, it's like you would think of religion on Earth, where there's several people all claiming to know the one true God. And the main character, Melis Meyer, who effectively grows up in the church after escaping an abusive family, she discovers the true nature of this god and is not terribly pleased with what she finds. But I don't want to ruin the story necessarily. It's a visual novel game, so if I give away the story arc, it's probably not as much fun to play. I do imagine people will play through once. I'm going to probably put in a... Well, I can't let you skip because the choices you make actually contribute to what kind of god you get at the end. Or what kind of god you become, I suppose. So I don't want to just let you skip. But overall, I'm aiming for like a 3 to 4 hour on a single playthrough. Because you're going through 3 worlds, each one's around like an hour if you're, reading carefully and so forth. Could speedrun it, but you would be missing out on the story, and that's kind of the point of a visual novel game. It's not going to be for everyone, that's for sure. I know a lot of people don't like visual novel games or walking simulators. This is not a walking simulator, it's just a visual novel game. The artwork, though, is quite unique, and I think people will like it. I have 2 artists currently working on it. Though it's quite sporadically, because it's sort of we're working on it together with the promise of future results. Uh-oh. Can I kill this with just throwing knives? Is that what I'm gonna do? Let's see. Well, if I keep critting like that, maybe. Yeah. Where are all the savages at? Ah. Just another storm witch. I don't want that one. We only need savages now. No point in wasting time killing anything else. Damn. Seems all the savages are out here. But they're also heavily camped. Oh, shit. Get out of here. Where are you going? Okay, we're done. We're done here. Where do I turn this in, though? Dry Gulch Ravine. Reslac. Dry Gulch Ravine. He's the Goblin, isn't he? I think he is. Oh, yeah. Is this the way out, or am I going the wrong way? You have to go through the stupid cave, don't you? I was on the right track, and then I turned myself around. Oh, well. That's weird. You don't see that every day. Like a ghost. She just goes through walls. Is Reslac not the Goblin? Son of a bitch. It is.
Hey, how you doing?
Non-unique.
Be good.
Inventory is full. I'll get rid of this 41 copper feather, I guess.
Keep it real.
See, 880 experience. If I waited till I was 60, it would be like 20 or 60 or something stupid. All right, let's go to Undercity. Maybe we can get some of these Undercity and Silverpine quests done at the same time. Seems like a good idea. Shoot. These are used in survival, so whenever you see them up, you may as well grab them. Hello, Undead 4500. How are you today? You see you were able to catch the stream? Well, thank you for coming, or Gromsh. I appreciate it. Can I get an invite to Zug Zug? Ah. Oh, no. Undercity. Of course, you commented on a recent Arthas was wrong video. Yeah, I can't help myself. I really need to stop. I've already said everything I could possibly say about it, but for some reason I still feel the need to correct people when they say stupid things. I am, unfortunately, easily jebaited into trying to fix stupid, but it's very difficult. Or ignorant. Sometimes it's just ignorance. A lot of it's ignorance, to be honest. I don't think any of these people are actually stupid. I think sometimes they choose to remain ignorant, and that could be considered a form of stupidity. But I don't think that they lack the mental capacity to figure these things out. It's tough, though. It's tough. I just gotta learn to shut the fuck up. That's my problem. Some things, especially on other people's YouTube, like if it's on my YouTube channel, I don't care. I'll rip into people, and then when they don't get it, well, I try not to rip into them. I try to engage in good faith. That's always my first step. Engage in good faith. Here's why you're wrong. Here's the logical proof. Here's what you should have. Here's what you probably missed from the story. And, you know, let's see how they respond. 9 times out of 10, it's not a positive response. Then I sort of open the wheelhouse of, here's why you're wrong, you know? But I still try to keep civil. And then after that, I tried to never devolve into ad hom. I think over the last 10 years, I've become way better about that. 10 plus years ago, whew, I would have considered myself toxic. These days, I just find it better to try, and then when I fail, put them on ignore or hide the user from channel. You read the title and saw it was recent video. I was like, oh boy, here we go again. Yeah. Every time a new one pops up, I feel like I have to weigh in. Though, you know what? I'll say this. With the new Arthas videos, more and more of them are about how he obviously was wrong. So at least people are kind of picking up on it. I think maybe people have recently replayed Warcraft 3 because of Reforged. And some of those people, I would venture to guess, played it the first time when they were very young and they just missed a lot of the implications of what their character was doing, and they're like, this is my character, therefore everything they're doing is correct, because you're complicit in the actions of Arthas. You are the one executing these villagers. So you're like, of course it's justified. I'm doing it, so it must be justified. That is a unique property of humanity, is that when we will take an action without thinking necessarily about it, and then our brain will work backwards to justify why we did it. And this is even more prevalent in psychopaths. So you have to be very careful. Next video from the fan base, Gul'dan did nothing wrong. Oh, God. Surely we're not at that point in society, are we? God, I hope not. I mean, they did a whole thing in WoW, I think. I think it's in WoW. About, like, Gul'dan's perspective on things. He's obviously still wrong, but there is a reason that he became that way. And that's kind of the point of Arthas. He's still wrong in the culling, but there's a reason he did it. And the story very well spells it out. And does not condone. Is this a... Oh. Like his hoof is partway through and it looks like a double toe. Strange. I'm doing okay. Could be better. Definitely need to find a contract soon or something. We'll see. I've signed something to write articles, which will be a limited amount of income for Moby Games, also known as Atari now. But in terms of like a big game design contract or a job, that's what I'm currently lacking. I'm missing the big contract that usually pays all the bills. It's difficult to live off supplemental income. Got a question for me. If you were to design RTS pathfinding for a new game, any suggestions on what to use for it? This is the Capybara server. What would I use? I don't... Oh. Ow. I don't know that I'm the right person to ask, because I am not very technically inclined. I would say that the Frost Giant engine for creating Stormgate probably did a lot of great things for Unreal, and I hope that they like put it on the Unreal store and sort of sell it. And in addition, combine it with like making the map editor free for everyone. I mean, it's already free for everyone. Actually, you can go grab the map editor right now and start making stuff. But if they sell the engine as an add-on for Unreal, like, I think that would be a great way for a lot of people to try out all their RTS ideas and have something readily available without having to worry about all the pathfinding and stuff. Because they did a really, I think they did a really good job of that. And if they started making sales of that, they could at least bring back some engineers to continue updating it. May the father lie blameless for the deeds of the son. May the bloodied crown stay lost and forgotten. Where is the crown? Whatever happened to that? Is there any backstory on that? I'm actually not aware. Made a demonic pact with Moby Games. You are now a warlock. No, I did have to initially decline their contract because it had a bunch of intellectual property rights stuff in there. I'm like, you're not hiring me for game design, so I don't know why you would have any of this shit in there. It's like, basically it was like, if you write an article about a game system, they would own the game system. I'm like, this is not, I can't do that. But they gave me a second contract, and now it's a good one. It's only concerned with copyright and being able to use the whatever I write for whatever they want, which is totally normal for article writing. You never noticed any issue with pathfinding in it when you played? Yeah, for Stormgate, the pathfinding I think was quite good, and I think that the Frost Giant engine would be a great addition for people who want to use a engine like Unreal, but don't want to like have to do all the hack work to make an RTS work in it. I think that their engine would help a lot. Arthas wore the crown in the first undead mission in Frozen Throne. Oh, did he? Did he? Huh. Maybe they have some old YouTube videos discussing. Oh, discussing. They do have several videos discussing the engine. Yeah. Glenshire. Yeah. Shit. Wait, why am I here? Oh, right, fishing. Well, step 1, get all the shit out of my inventory. I think we're gonna have to go smelt some copper and dump some of this into the... Okay, 6 slot bags are absolutely worthless. Let's just sell that. Dump the rest of this into the bank if we can.
What do you require?
Okay, that can be sold. Oh, that's right. We sent all my gems away. I gotta jump on that shaman and start doing stuff with her. Under lizard tail? No. We should cook these. Cook. Or that's a good amount of rough stone. We want to keep the egg. No. Paladin mentions it. You're wearing your father's crown. Oh, Uther says that? Okay. Man, I don't remember anything anymore. I should. I don't want to play Warcraft 3 again right now. I think it would be. I think it would be bad vibes. Maybe when Insane Monster completes his reforged, maybe then I'll play Warcraft 3 again. That would be interesting, I think. 10, huh? Can I smelt 10 yet? Probably not. Actually, if I smelt all this copper, maybe I can. All right, let's go use up this copper for something. And we got all this rough stone too. Surely there's something we can use all this for. Oh wow, I didn't realize I had that much. This needs to be sold, this needs to be sold, this can be stored, this can be stored. This is for quest. I need to make sure I don't cook that. Let's store the linen. And let's hold the wool. Oh wait, I know. It's almost not worth it. Is it? It's probably more worth it to continue on linen until it turns gray though. So let's do that. It should be at 95. Is it 95 or 100? A random paladin hero? Oh, okay. Is that an undead 2 or an undead... Or, sorry. Yeah, it would be undead 2 or undead 1. If it's undead 2, then I did that. And I forgot. Alright, this actually goes all the way to 100 then. Might just end up going through all of it then. Nope. Stop. Okay, good. We'll hold on to the rest of this. We'll grab the wool. And I don't know if I want to use it all for this. That gives us enough room to do stuff. Oh, we also want our wood, because we might do some survival, and we may as well grab these striped melon seeds at the same time. Simple wood, bundle of sticks. Not silverleaf. Where's the simple leaves? There we go. And that simple wood as well. Silver ore. All right. It has been so long since I played Warcraft 3, though my playthrough is still up on the on my channel. There's several versions of it, I think. There's a compilation, but I don't think it has the Frozen Throne in it, and then there's the raw streams, which are quite long, but I'm very thorough, so. And also, that's understandably a fresher memory than what I would have now, because it's been even longer since I've worked on it. Unlock the Lifebringer. Arthas, you wear your father's crown as if you earned it. You may kill me, but my brethren will never stop hounding you. Oh, that must be an undead one then. King Arthas, I can't believe that any of you survived the first purge. No matter, after today, your self-righteous order will cease to exist. God, he's so bitter. It's all there. He's kind of a petulant child, you know? All right, heavy wool at 115. Let's do this to 115 and then we'll upgrade. You aren't really bothered by random Arthas excuses, are you? I mean, it's been long enough. It's been so long ago. Even Lizard literally forgot about Arthas and just shit. It bothers me only in that it's a sign of something. It's a sign of the times, I suppose, but it's a sign of a fundamental misunderstanding of right and wrong. And I feel the need to correct it. I probably shouldn't, and I probably shouldn't do it because it never. People just don't want to hear that shit, you know? But I almost feel like it's my civic duty to sort of put people on the more ethical path, if that makes sense. Granted, it only gets me into arguments that I can't win in most cases because they're not listening. They don't care what I have to say. They're not logically thinking about it. They just want to win and ignore any points I make. Which is that's never a good starting place for any sort of actual debate. In fact, it's downright toxic and pretty much pointless, so. I should know better. I'm certainly old enough to know better. All right. I think we'll just sell these and we'll make this my new self-heal. All right. Let's go. I believe there's a survivalist somewhere in here. Oh, will the guards point out the survivalist? I do wonder if they put that in or not. There's first aid. That's the bag vendor. That's skinning. Is it here? No. That's leatherworking. It's consistent with Wrath Direction with Arthas. Well, I mean, he's an... once the sword takes his soul, all bets are off in terms of like what's left inside there, you know? So after he takes up Frostmourne, he's an unrepentant, unremorseful, soulless psychopath. That's for sure. Self-righteous psychopath, I must add. But prior to that, during the actual missions, there's still like a chance he could have come around to the right way of thinking. But Uther more than warned him. Oh, really? Interesting. I do like assassinations.
What now?
I'm tempted to reset my skills, but only if it's. I just want it to be free.
Embrace the
It's a gold. I can't afford a gold right now. I'll just deal with it. Arthur should have started lobbying that the purge is necessary to improve Voteran's economy. It would not have worked because it doesn't. The purge doesn't help anything.
quick about business. Watch your back.
It doesn't even necessarily delay anything, which is the real thing that people seem to miss for some reason. Why do you have this? That's weird. Dirt trodden boots. Oh, that's buyback. What am I doing? Get out of here. What the frick? All right, what the hell am I doing? I need to do simple slingshots if I can. So that's going to be springy rope. So we need bundles of sticks. So let's do 10 of these and see where we're at. Oh, Lich King Arthas self-mutilated himself. He also ripped off his own heart and banished his humanity. I mean, effectively, yeah. As soon as he picked up the sword, it was pretty much over. Now in Shadowlands, he's barely a soul. Okay, so recently I saw a video that they are trying to, it seems, rehabilitate the Shadowlands. No, guys, it was actually good. I'm confused by that because I thought they had retconned it out, but now it seems that they going back to it. And Sylvanas is going to lead the way. A character no one is tired of, for sure. Did I forget to get some melon seeds out of the bank?
Quick about your business.
All right, whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Beware the living.
Beware the living. Indeed. As Arthas would say. All right. So I don't want to buy that until I go. How did I miss some freaking seeds? All right, we're trying to get to 50. I'm pretty sure I had another stack of melon seeds in the bank and I just didn't pull it out for some reason. My WoW lore after Wrath of the Lich King only comes from memes. That's probably for the best. Isn't she the one Metzen favored with Thrall? No. I think Metzen was a Jaina Thrall shipper. That's the direction he seemed to be heading in Warcraft 3 anyways. But never really happened. Jaina just decided, I'm a working woman. I ain't got time to poke out a kid.
Haven't got all day.
Did she never got married or had a baby, right? I'm pretty sure she didn't. Let's cook the Thunder Lizard tail if we can.
Dark lady, watch over you.
Dark Lady, watch over you! Oh, those are guild tabards. I should pick one up, actually. I am in a guild. I don't know if they have a... Woo! 1 gold.
No one.
I don't know if they have a port yet. We'll find out. Curious where it goes. Oh, right. We're here to get the seeds. I know I have seeds. Also, I have these already. I should maybe put them on the auction house. There we go. Oh, it's only 17. Oof. So one of these will not be used. Great. Oh, you mean favorite character? She dated a blue dragon? Oh, did she? Wow. I don't know if Sylvanas is one of his favorite characters. She was an afterthought in Warcraft 3. And then this happens a lot with Metzen actually, is like he'll use a character as a throwaway and then later realize actually they're pretty cool, and then he'll go back to them and flesh them out, which is fine. That's an interesting way to go about it, I suppose. All right, what am I doing here? What am I looking for? It was just the seeds, wasn't it? I think it was. Maybe we should grab some of the leather. Ooh, I'm gonna run out of room. Let's grab the leather just in case. I don't want to have to come back. And this tough jerky I need to sell. What else? Right, we were gonna cook. Let's go cook. Cook it up, cook it up, cook it up. They do seem to at least bring Sylvanas back into the story, so they might want to maybe retcon some stuff. To be honest, though, it's a bit late and artificial as hell. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know that they know what they're doing either. I think they're flailing a bit. I'm very curious to see what they end up doing with Classic Plus, which we all know at this point that that's 100% what they're doing. I'm curious what they learned from Turtle. I hope they learned some of those lessons at least. Did I really get 0 skill from all of that? That's fucked up. Little agitated, not gonna lie. All right, at least we got a good food with like 6 stamina and spirit on it, so can't complain too much, I guess.
Embrace the shadow.
And I just realized why I didn't get anything from that. It is because I'm maxed out, isn't it? Fucking hell. Where is the cookbook? Who has the cookbook for the next... Now I understand why I was saving those Thunder Lizard tails. Shit. Alright, whatever. Fucked up. Too late. Let's go... Is it the Rogue's Quarter or is it the War Quarter where the... It's the Rogue's Quarter for survivals, so let's go there. And I think the Rogue's Quarter also has jewel crafting, and therefore there's a forge there. So we need both of those. Let's go smelt all the ore. So what up with Garethos classified as Dark Knight hero unit? He's well, he's not a Death Knight, but he's not exactly a good knight either. If that makes sense. So they just gave him a Dark Knight designation, I think. There we go. All right, smelt some ore. Ah, we gotta watch for hitting 85. People want Dark Knight as a class? I mean, fair enough. What would their abilities be? Vague racism? Blizz looks at Turtle, trying to learn what made it good, and then decides the best course of action is adding tokens. I mean... We have to... Alright. We have to understand that there are the developers at Blizzard who... Ooh. Wait. There's the developers at Blizzard who want to do the good stuff, right? And then there's the executives at Blizzard who want all the money in the world. Infinite profit growth every year, forever and ever and ever. I mean, I guess it's not going to give me any skill up regardless, so I'm just going to keep going. And those concepts often clash. And what ends up happening is either a compromise of the design values in favor of the monetization, or a complete overwrite of the design values in favor of the monetization. Those are the only two ways it goes in the current corporatocracy that Blizzard functions under. And remember, they don't just have one layer of executive bullshit, they have three. They've got their own Blizzard executive layer, which is now non-game developers in Johanna. Is it Johanna Ferries? I think it's Johanna Ferries. They've got that layer. She came from sports, I think. She doesn't give a shit about games. She might give lip service to games, but that's what they do. So she's a business person, so you got to go through that executive layer, and she's even calling Warcraft an IP rather than a game. So you got that mentality to deal with. So she's going to have her own things to put on it. Above her, you've got the Activision layer of scum. Though I'm not sure if they combined them under her. I don't think they did. I think she is over Blizzard, but she was over Activision. So I'm unclear on that corporate hierarchy already. But there is some other executive layer from Activision people. Probably former Kotick tainted employees and things. Unless Phil Spencer removed them, like it seemed like he wanted to do. He certainly removed Kotick, so blessings to him, even though he's no longer there. It's the last best thing he did, I would say. Then on top of that, you have Microslop, and in this case now it's Asha Sharma, who also has a background in AI, has never worked on a game in her life, and doesn't seem to have played that many games or have much of an interest in games, based on her actual past history and not the bullshit that she's been presenting as like, oh yeah, I play all these games, and she's just recently played like 3 games for 20 minutes each. Or whatever it was. I'd have to look it up to get the real numbers. So there's another executive layer that you're going through now. And then on top of that, you have the Microslop board of directors who you have to go through. So in every decision-making process for Blizzard Entertainment, there's the intent of the game developers, there's the executive overwrite of that from Blizzard internal, then there's the executive overwrite of that from the CFO of Activision or whatever. I don't know how they've structured this bullshit, but and then on top of that you have the now Xbox gaming executive layer in Asha, and then on top of that you then have the Microsoft board of directors and Satya, I think his name is. Kind of fucking doomed. Mix between Paladin and Mountain King spells. I guess that can work for a Dark Knight. Is it true that former Turtle devs are starting a studio to make an MMO from the ground up? Yes, that is true. I thought they were interested in. Guess the Blizzard crackdowns changed their minds. You thought they weren't interested in it? No, they were always interested in something like that. In fact, I advised them 3 years ago that that's exactly what they should have been doing the whole time. Imagine how much further ahead they'd be right now if they'd listened to me initially. But they were not interested because, oh, we just like Warcraft. I'm like, okay. Anyways, I'm sad that it took 3 years in a RICO lawsuit to convince them, but now they're going to work on their own IP, and good for them. Finally, they're on the right track, in my opinion. There must always be a cash bringer. Hey, Torsh, how you doing? I wonder, is there a chance that the next big expansion for WoW Retail is simply going to be a list of executives who are fucking up WoW? Again, and the list will just get rid of them? No. No, that is a pipe dream. It's a good dream, but it's not going to happen. Sorry. Are we going to do fishing yet? Let me think here. I don't know why I keep running around in circles. What am I looking for? I'm so confused. It's hard to contain my outrageous thoughts on all the bad things that are happening and still play the game in a functional way. I'm looking for... It's a skill. I'm looking for a blacksmithing.
What is it?
Maybe this is in the warrior area? Oh, hello. 4 runed copper belts, 4 heavy copper mauls. Train me. Maybe I can make those. That would be good. I am going blacksmith on this character. I want to, I don't know. I just never did the weaponsmithing, so I wanted to do the weaponsmithing this time. This is not helpful. This is not helpful either. Who's training me here? You're training me. Okay, wait. Beware the living. 39 on my blacksmithing. Let's get 40. What can I make? I can make rough grinding stones. Let's do that. Next expansion should be Sargeras destroy Azeroth and reset timeline. I mean, I keep hoping they're going to do something along those lines. It almost feels like it every time. Like I thought the Jailer was leading up to that. I thought the I mean, I thought the whole Shadowlands was sort of that, like a reset of the timeline, but never seems to go that way in the end. Okie doke. We could just burn through this copper, but I kind of want to... What was that quest he just gave me to make some garbage for him? Here it is. Reinforcing the sepulcher. 4 ruined copper belts, 4 heavy copper mauls. Plans for a new set of armor. Lordaeron breastplate. Did they really make the tabard pink? You guys. If you were in charge of Warcraft, what would you do to it? Warcraft 4, which would be a epic fucking battle over the world core. The Azerothian baby, the Titan baby in the center. At the end of which there'd be effectively a blow up and a reset of the world. Like, it's like, what do you call it? Almost like a black hole is created and Azeroth is reset. And then that would be the lead in into World of Warcraft 2. That's what I would do. But whatever. Who cares what I would do? Sargeras was playing 5D chess while Jailer was playing 4D chess. No, the Jailer was playing 20D chess. Because he was like behind everything. You don't understand how genius the Jailer was. I'm just kidding. Like I've said many times before, the way the Jailer was written spoke of deep, deep insecurities within the writing team of whoever did that. Deep insecurities, some severe imposter syndrome. It's sad. As a writer, it's sad to recognize that in someone else. And I hope they worked through it, figured it out. Why am I looking for a snack? I'm not hungry. I'm not actually hungry. I'm thirsty. Anyways, it doesn't matter what I would do with Warcraft because I will never have that opportunity again. And yet, and it's probably for the best. I would rather create my own world and have it go nowhere than work on Warcraft again at this stage. Unless they're actually going to listen to me. But I don't think they would ever hire me in a position to do what I want to do with it. It would always be under someone else's direction. And even if let's say they hired me as like the new creative director of Warcraft or something, not going to happen. I'm just saying, what if I would still have to deal with the executive layer of Mucky Mucks, so it wouldn't matter. If Dreadlords and Kel'Thuzad were on the same side, why would they try to kill Arthas? Right, they wouldn't. It wouldn't make any sense. None of Shadowlands made any sense. It just was a bad attempt at an underworld. I won't even, I can't, I don't even want to think about it anymore, to be honest with you. All right, let's see. This is the quest that we're waiting on doing because I'm struggling and I need to get a bunch of like potions and stuff before I go back there. And none of the rest of this matters because what we're actually doing is just getting our skills up. Did that really not get me anywhere? All right, we just have to decide what we're going to craft. So let's make that decision right now. We'll craft one of these because we're going to want to wear it and get the... Oh, we can't use fist weapons yet. Where do you get fist weapons from? Maybe I shouldn't have used all that linen cloth. Shit. Well, that's embarrassing. All right. Let's make 18 chain copper pants. Next expansion is going to be Dave, just Dave talking over that whole dump and adding a new mechanic to the company called Get Rid of the Nepo Necrosis. After that, we can get Warcraft 4 WoW as it was, actual Diablo 3. No, inventory is full. Yeah. It's a pipe dream. Let's keep it at that. I am under no such delusion that I would even be offered such an opportunity. Journeyman. Thank you. Did I accidentally make extras? No, I didn't. Now we're good. All right. All right. I'm going to make one. Just one. Just to have it. Interesting that it's not a hammering sound, though. Curious. 10 of these, or yeah, let's go 10 of these. We should get a skill up on each one. It would be good if we had an intelligence potion or a scroll or something, but if they go green, I'll stop. Inventory full. Bro. What? There's nothing to make until 90? Gotta be kidding me. What's that about? All right. Boo. We're going to need a lot more copper. Iron belt buckles, 150. Jesus. When's the next sharpening stone is my real question. Coarse sharpening. Heavy? No. Oh. Do I already have it? Is there no coarse sharpening stone? Or is it from like a special quest or something? Doesn't seem to be here. That is interesting. Is that a holy cow, a torn pally? I don't know what that was. I did see a paladin, but oh, here he is. No, it's a druid. Oh. Coarse. Here it is. Coarse sharpening stone. 65. You son of a bitch. I would like to get those if I could. If I could. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more copper. Let's see if we can get my smelting up to do the tin, though. Ah, the Weapon Master. Crossbows and one-handed swords. Thank you. Which means... Okay, the machete is in my
I'm listening.
mailbox. That's right. Ah, bronze, tin, and silver. And journeyman. Alright, this is getting expensive. Oh boy. Alright, we can go smelt the tin now. Which is green, unfortunately. Greetings, true Lich King. Good tidings, King Lich. How are you doing? Could smelt into bronze, but I'm not sure if I have any recipes that would use bronze. Nope, that's all copper. I'm gonna have to find more copper, a lot more copper. Holy crap. Keep going. Who told you to stop? Do you have any input on writing the Warcraft 3 manual? What do you mean by input? I wrote parts of the Warcraft 3 manual. I wrote the section on gnolls and some I wrote several sections of the Warcraft 3 manual. I wanted to rewrite the Frozen Throne manual because it was not very good, and I redid the whole thing and sent it to them, and they were like, "Ah, it's too late. Already went to the printers." I'm like, "Fuck." So that sucked, but whatever. Could go smelt that silver, but I'm not gonna go all the way back to get it. All right, survival. That's in the rogue quarter, right? Yeah. Can we just cut through the middle? Maybe that's the faster way to go here. We haven't seen an actual Lich King outside of being an armor. Huh. Hmm. Do I have it somewhere? What, the manual? The Warcraft 3 manual is linked in my Discord on the Warcraft channel. There's a pin. The problem is that I did it so long ago that the only part I remember writing is the gnolls. But I know I wrote some other parts. I just don't remember which. Oh, do you mean I still have the TFT rewrite? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I lost that with my Blizzard email. Because I sent it through, it was only internal. And when I was ousted unceremoniously, I did not get to keep any such materials. Alrighty then. So we've got enough for 4 more. So we need what? Springy rope, I think. All right, so if we're going to do this, we need what? So we 4, 8, 12, 16. So 4. So we need 2, 4, 6. 6 more bundles. It is a shame. It was definitely way better after I rewrote it. But the problem was simply, well, there was 2 problems, but basically the timing of it. They informed us that it was going to go to press, and I literally stayed up the whole night trying to fix it, and then I sent it in the morning, and they were like, it's too late. I'm like, wow, that's fucked. That's fucked. But whatever. It is what it is. Or springy. it would not be the first or last time that no one listened to me. It seems to be the common theme.
I am forsaken.
All right, weak healing salve. That's what I was hoping for. This should help me a lot, assuming I can make any.
No one.
So we have 28 simple leaves. So it's just refreshing spring water and remedy herbs. That's quite great. So we'll get a pack of 20 of these. And then do you have refreshing spring water, or are you going to make me go to another fucking vendor? God damn it. All right. If we have 28, then we need double that. So 56. No, right? 28, 40, 56. Yeah, no, that's right. 40, 16. And what else? Refreshing spring water. So let's go find a refreshing spring water salesman. Basically one of the general goods, which I think is going to be in the middle. Sadly, when I was working at Blizzard, I was not very good about saving off copies of my work to send home, to store for later usage. Because I thought I would work there forever. What an idiot. After my experience at Blizzard, I was very good about preserving work and keeping files and having them stored at home. Just in case. Just in case. But that's why if you go to my Patreon, you can find all sorts of game design documents that I've put up there from a variety of games that I've worked on. That machete, though, is badass. Also, it goes on your back. That's fucking baller. Unfortunately, it's trash compared to my tailspike, but whatever. I guess I could sell it now. No, I need a general trade vendor who is over here. And they should have water. Do they? Not so much.
Quick about your business.
She does. All right, good. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is that enough?
Do not seek death.
One more.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 28 weak healing salves. These will keep me alive for sure. Is Rogue your favorite class? 100% my favorite. Yeah. I like stealth. I like being able to avoid combat when I don't want it. I like the feeling of skipping a bunch of mobs to get to a target and assassinating it quickly and then vanishing to escape. It's kind of my bag. And a lot of MMORPGs don't do that class fantasy very well. WoW is one of the few that really nailed the rogue. Though I will say that in the early levels, stealthing and being slow is really lame. It's just too much. It's too slow. That's one of the things I would change. I wouldn't make it quite so slow. Then play Feral. I mean, druids are cool, and I like that they can swap back and forth, but I just prefer rogue. My class fantasy is not turning into a bear, despite what some people might say. The thing that WoW doesn't do very well about rogues is rogues are often what you would call in D&D the face character, the charismatic rogue who can talk their way out of situations. Like, that just doesn't happen in MMORPGs. There's no talking your way out of anything. So it's a bit less exciting for me in that regard. You remember leveling rogues with a friend in WoW? She would leave stealth to go fight a mob we could avoid. Oh. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, like, if she just wants to fight, I guess it's fine. Where do I get fist weapons from? I've already been to Thunder Bluff. Oh, was it? I just couldn't afford it? I think it was the Orc. I think it was Orgrimmar. I'm actually not sure. All right, we'll put it up at 744. What else we got? Plans bulky copper ring. 1 silver 42. That's what it sells to a vendor for. Once you put it on the auction house and risk not being able to sell it. Why would you do that? Why you do that? What you doing, silly? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that sells. No one's actually buying this, are they? Maybe. Since it sells for 1 copper to a vendor, I guess 8 copper is fine. All right, back to the survival trainer, I guess, to see. It's the rogue's quarter, isn't it? Yeah, I gone the wrong way. Most MMOs forget rogues are supposed to play dirty, use poisons, etc. They're not honorable class like warrior. They can be an honorable class, but they still use poisons and stuff. There's different types of rogues and different styles of rogues. D&D is great about, I mean, any TTRPG is going to be better than an MMORPG about playing out those different class fantasies. But there's more than one way to play a rogue. But when you play any of these MMORPGs, they just treat them as an extra DPS. And then most of these MMORPGs don't plan for class utility very well, which is incredibly disappointing because class utility is where the real differences shine and are more interesting. Like warlocks being able to summon people and mages being able to teleport and rogues being able to stealth and bypass stuff. But oh well. Rogues definitely had a bad reputation in vanilla TBC. Did they? Why?
I have exactly what you need.
Makeshift knife. 7.7 DPS. Gardening gloves. Crude fishing rod. Oh, +3, but I've already got the +5. Bummer. All right, we got a long way to go. Long way to go. You can make these, though. It's only fine thread. That's not that expensive. It's 8? Okay, well, no. The problem with this is simply that they made the strong fishing pole with +5 too easily accessible. All right, it's fishing time. We've got some extra healing we can use now, which is great. Let's move all of this out of the way. I want to keep my fishing area as clear as possible. That'll do. Rogue tend to be an easy pick for newbies, if I remember right. Maybe. Baldur's Gate 3? Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, you get every flavor of rogue imaginable. You can be the face of the party, you can be an assassin, you can be an archer rogue, a ranged rogue. That's something that, you know, they just didn't do for some reason. I said Turtlewell kind of slipped some stuff in there that you could do decent range stuff with the throwing, because with the new talent, or is it a talent? It's not a talent. With the new ability that you get for throwing, it doesn't require any combo points, so you get an extra throw, so you can do your normal throw and then immediately follow it up with the whatever it's called. Boyle. Jason Boyle. I forget what it's called. Have I visited Varamothras yet? I feel like there's a quest in here. I think there's a level 20. I mean, we're here. Let's go. Much easier to level than any melee class in vanilla, and newbies tend to suck in PvP. For rogue? Oh, wow. I remember reading somewhere that originally War 3 was supposed to have more playable races. Were they not implemented due to balancing reasons or lore reasons? Neither. There are time reasons. You guys have to remember that World of Warcraft. Oh, they disappear, and then they come back.
What joy is there in this curse?
How will this benefit me?
Neither of them have quests available for me yet. Oh, you have to remember that there was a big timing issue for World of Warcraft in that we had no fucking time. It was already a 4 or 5 year thing, and it had just entered real production around the 4th year, and that each race edition is a huge, was a huge undertaking in terms of like all armors need to fit it, all weapons need to fit it, all animations need to work with it. So adding a race is not as simple as done. Just throw the race in there. It doesn't work. It would have taken a long time to add an additional race. And they'd already decided on the direction of the initial, was it 5 each side, 10? What was the initial? Human, gnome, dwarf. What? Why is my brain not working on this? I don't understand. Human, gnome, dwarf. Oh, you meant Warcraft 3? Also, time consideration. If you add a 5th race to Warcraft 3, are you kidding me? Kidding me? Do you know? Yeah. First of all, balancing 4 asymmetrical races to begin with and adding new units for them, that's a huge undertaking. So adding a 5th race and balancing it against the other 4, and on top of that, the idea was that they would be a naval focused race, meaning water, being the Naga, and then adding, in addition to that, all of the races getting water focused stuff. No, it was way too much, especially because we had a 1-year time limit.
I'm listening.
The expansion was going to have 1 year to release, and on top of that, everyone wanted their time off, you know, so it actually was more like a 9-month cycle because people were still streaming back in from vacation. So adding a whole new race was like off the board in terms of like, there's just no way that's going to happen. Same for the orc campaign was also cut for the same reason. But ultimately, Tim Campbell argued for that sort of Diablo-y style of campaign for the orcs, the founding of Durotar, and convinced Metzen, and then managed to make it happen. If not for Tim Campbell, there would have been no orc campaign, that's for sure. There's a custom melee map that adds a whole bunch of races factions, sure. But do they look good? Do they have all the art and animations? Are they balanced? Like, and if so, how long did that take? Yeah. Demon Race was cut from Warcraft 3 too? Yes, it was. It was decided to, well, the excuse given was it was decided to make it like a big evil force that you're fighting against, as opposed to trying to balance it against the other races. That was sort of a cop-out, and it was more that they wanted to not have a 5th race. which is understandable because it was probably overwhelming. It's an overwhelming thing to ask for. Come on. Mommy needs a new hat. Let's go. Look at the way she. The animation's hilarious. Can't say much for balance, but it is mostly reused asset skins like Scarlets that have mostly human things. Right. That's what I would imagine you would have to do. But yeah, Sammy. I remember specifically Sammy basically saying no to almost everything that would have put the art team in a crunch. And good for him. I'm glad he stood up for his team. Would have been fun if we had Burning Legion campaign with Manaroth as main lead. That would have been interesting, yeah. Could have been really cool. I would certainly enjoy being the designing levels for the demon campaign. But whatever. We left that for you guys to do. You guys can make the demon campaign. That's why Warcraft 3 was so cool. We just gave you the map editor. Here you go. Make cool shit. Felt like we missed something or screwed it up? Change it. Do it yourself. You can do it. We believe in you. Dang. Do you know why in Warcraft 3 the story deviated from simply orcs versus humans like in previous games? Yeah, because Metzen wanted to do more storytelling and he was more in charge and thus able to shift the story and tell a bigger, more character driven story. Also, the emphasis was on the heroes more this time and their journeys. So it made a lot more sense to tell a more epic character arc story in addition to the overarching story. It's very hard to tell those kind of stories in RTSs, but a hero-based RTS makes it easier to tell character stories, even more so than like StarCraft. StarCraft was mainly a hero-driven story, but generally you don't play those heroes. You're playing unnamed general or whatever the hell it is, unnamed Cerebrate. What were you in Protoss? What do they call you? I forget. Anyways, you get the idea. There's amazing stuff done in the Warcraft 3 engine. Yeah, I've seen some crazy games made in the Warcraft 3 engine, including World of Warcraft. Soccer, hide and seek, party games, zombie survivor maps. Yeah. A lot of those could end up being really cool games if polished correctly, but some of them are a little too rough around the edges, especially when they have like themes like RAPE, which is not something that I think belongs in there. Did you miss anything? I don't know. No? I don't think so. You missed trade skilling. Nothing exciting is I've not talked about anything exciting, I don't think. I'm just fishing for an under city bucket hat. And hoping to get it before I max out my fishing skill again. It feels wasteful to do fishing when you're not gaining skill for it, unless you're already maxed out like 100%. But I do like to get my trade skills at level 20 to their next highest possibility. Wow, I'm lucky. Holy shit. There it is. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. 8 agility at level 20. Unbelievable. And +5 to fishing. So, you know. I mean, I guess we could continue fishing. What do you get for a second one? It's soulbound, but it's not unique. And it's 33 silver. All right. So if I get another one, I'm not going to cry. That's for sure. Thank you, Meat Shield. I'm pretty excited. That was much faster than I expected. How much work do you think they can salvage from the work on Turtle WoW or Unreal Engine? Well, Unreal Azeroth is still happening, so you guys can go check them out and see what they're up to. They're probably being very low key right now, given the circumstances. And that is the reason that they parted ways with the Turtle WoW team, is like they mutually agreed, like, if you're under fire, we don't necessarily want to be attached. Like, I imagine they had some conversation along those lines, and when they went their separate ways. Some people are still confused and believe that the Unreal Azeroth team was somehow bought by the Turtle WoW team or was part of the Turtle WoW team already, but that's not the case. Unreal Azeroth was entirely its own project. In fact, I intend to pitch Dead Gods to them and sort of try to dissuade them from doing Unreal Azeroth for WoW and instead do Dead Gods in Unreal Azeroth, their engine. Because if we can start from their MMO basis and then with some modifications, obviously, because I have some different plans for scaling and whatnot, then I think it would be advantageous for them, and also it would be great for Dead Gods. Is that a rare item? Yes, they slipped this in. I don't know when they slipped it in exactly, but it was like several patches before the end. And I don't know how I even found out about it. I think I got it by accident, or did I hear about it from someone? Can't remember which, but I got it on Zenrai because I wanted it as part of the fishing set. And that's the great thing about it, is like, even when I find a better helmet than +8 agility, which is going to take a while, it's still got +5 fishing on it, which you can't get on a hat anywhere else, as far as I know, anyways. Likely a beta will happen at the end of the year. Yeah. You're talking about Unreal Azeroth? I think so. We'll see. See what they do. I don't know. I just kind of want to put them on a better path if I can, and offer my services to them if it will help. It's been there. It was there before 116. Okay. I don't remember. I don't remember when Zenrai got it. Can you summon a pet lord as pet for warlocks, though? A pet lord? Demon lord? I don't know. Oh, you saw a podcast where Bill Roper mentioned that StarCraft came from a canceled Star Wars game, which is funny considering Warcraft came from a canceled Warhammer game. Interesting. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that podcast, so I'm not sure about that. I know that originally StarCraft was actually orcs in space, and if you look at some of the preserved screenshots from that version, it's fucking hideous. It's like disgusting how bad it was. I wasn't aware that they had any Star Wars aspirations for it, so I'm not familiar with that part of the story. They just changed the model to a bucket instead of a plate helmet. Oh. I remember when I first got it, it was a plate helmet, but it was kind of nice having the T-Mog for a plate helmet for Zenrai, but I guess, well, now it's just a bucket. Anyways, I got it when I first heard rumor of it on Zenrai, but I don't remember exactly when that was. Pit Lord. Okay, yeah. That would be dope for warlocks. I would think a Pit Lord would be too powerful, but I guess you could have a weak Pit Lord or like a youthful Pit Lord. Baby Pit. It's like a pit bull, but for demons. Hmm. I don't know. Should I get back on the grind and save fishing for later or keep fishing? Is there other stuff that I need to fish? I want to be able to fish stone scale eel as soon as that's available, so I need to keep that in mind. Croak again. Oh yeah. Oh, it's right there already. $159 of $225. Wondering if I should tell my retail friends about the news. They were so overjoyed Turtle Wow shut down. Why? 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 Why would anyone be happy that Turtle Wow shut down? Like, how does it benefit them that Turtle Wow gets shut down? Like, they're not Blizzard. They're not getting paid by Blizzard. They're not part of the executive class. Do they own Blizzard stock? Or rather, Microsoft stock? I don't understand why anyone would take joy in that. One of them's your brother? Are you the older brother? If so, smack him upside the head for me. So far in retail, most demons are just reskins with only a few new originals. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, I see. You were answering why you even talked to them. Yeah, if it's your brother, I guess you have to. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, you can be a fanboy and still not shit on people who are just doing their own thing. Like it literally does nothing negative for them. In fact, it only does positive things for them for Turtle Wow to exist. There would not be a Classic Plus coming from Blizzard itself if not for all of the hype that Turtle sort of created around a Classic Plus. Worldwide hype, I might add. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know what it is about the modern world with people enjoying the fall of others. It seems like people can't wait for someone to like get injured or hurt or otherwise. Maybe it's years of those stupid videos of people getting hit in the balls by baseballs and shit. I don't know. Bill Roper short mentioning Star Wars. Oh, did you try to link it? Did you have to put it in my Discord. YouTube doesn't like links for some reason. Warcraft 2 first official details from Netflix. Is this real? Is this going to be AI generated? I swear if I click this. Is that AI generated? I'm not touching that. Someone. That's annoying. Hey Zenrai, what server are you playing on? I am on Capybara. Capybara. It is the C devs gone rogue. And I was able to just change my realm list, and they had my old account information. So that's why I'm playing here for now. I've disabled the patcher, so I won't be patching the game. So at some point, if they do patch, I imagine I will lose access. But for now, I'm happy to play my little Goblin Rogue and do all the things that when I was playing Zenrai, I'm like, oh, if I could go back, I would have done this instead. That's basically what I'm doing with my Goblin Rogue here. That's the thing. They don't want Classic Plus. They want it to die because retail is so much more comfortable, which I don't care for. Oh, that's just sad. They want an entire niche of players who would enjoy Classic Plus to just like be disappointed for the rest of their lives. Is that what they want? What the fuck? What is that mentality? Holy shit. Someone get them some empathy classes. Because retail fans are grasping for anything to make them feel like the good guys. So with the shutdown, they finally got a good versus bad win in their eyes after all private servers were demonized AF. That is a really disturbing worldview. I don't like that. You figured, hope you enjoy your time here. Who's Max? Oh, okay. Yes, I will enjoy my time on Cappy, I'm sure. That dumb logic, most people who play Classic Plus are not going to play retail. Most people who played Turtle are not going to play retail. Most of the people who are playing Turtle at the very least were very adamant, like F Blizzard people. They're never going to retail. So all that Blizzard did was further cement that. There was actually a path to bringing those people into the paying customer crowd if they had simply licensed the private server and required subscriptions. A huge percentage would have left because they don't want to pay any subscription, and some of them hate Blizzard so much that even if it meant losing their character, they'd rather abandon it. But a significant portion of those Turtle WoW players would have stayed. But whatever, too late now. They're annoyed it's even a thing if retail is the superior version. That's so stupid. If retail is the superior version, then people will play that more. So therefore, who cares what other servers exist? Where should I put the link in Discord? If it's Warcraft related in the Warcraft channel, if it's something else, then somewhere else. Waving hi to you. StarCraft is almost a Star Wars game. Oh yeah, I guess the RTS channel would have been better, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Ooh, loud. Yoda's Desktop Adventures. Oh yeah. Okay. So it never even got to like the point where they were actually building stuff for it. They were just in discussions for Star Wars. Interesting. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen because StarCraft is so much better for having been their own unique property, just like everyone should fucking make their own IP rather than taking other IPs and trying to make them better. Anyways, you stopped at Legion? Yeah. It's a good stopping point. Stopped at Classic. I'm just kidding. I think I stopped after Wrath and just never returned. Or I tried to, but it just wasn't. It wasn't in me to keep playing World of Warcraft at that point. I think it's because they don't want to look stupid giving their hard-earned money to big corporations that don't care about them. But they do look stupid, so I don't know. They had the perfect opportunity to start fresh if they did it right with Shadowlands. Nope, because we need the My Little Pony Dragonlands. Well, that was actually a failed mobile game. I don't know if people don't know this, but like they were trying to make World of Warcraft for mobile, I think in cooperation with a Chinese company, and it fell apart. And they took that failure and made the dragon expansion, whatever it was called. And that's I saw some people complaining about the textures in that one, and it's because it was going to be a mobile game. That's why it's like low key, kind of not so hot, not so great. In all other respects, it seemed like people really enjoyed the dragon flying in that, and that seemed to make up for a lot of it. Retail tribalism versus classic tribalism, I guess, sums it up best, unfortunately. I mean, I personally cannot grasp retail players who keep playing the carrot on the stick item level inflation game. Yeah, it really bothers me when all the raid stuff that I earned becomes garbage compared to greens in the next expansion. I went through that once and then I was done. Once was enough, and did not enjoy experiencing that again. Do you mean the Warcraft Rumble mobile game? No. I mean the dragon expansion for World of Warcraft. What the fuck's it called? Dragonflight. Dragonflight was originally going to be a mobile WoW. Originally, that's what it was going to be. It was going to be mobile World of Warcraft. That fell apart for some reason. I don't know the whole story. And when it fell apart, they turned it into Dragonflight expansion, the Dragonflight expansion. Is there a source for that in the Discord? No. And quite frankly, I don't remember exactly how I got that information, and I hope I didn't. Let me think for a moment where I got this from. Let me find it in my search history. Gonna miss on that fish, oh well. Okay, it was a rumor. And so I might be giving you misinformation here. So apparently there was a codenamed Neptune. Okay, this is assuming that the AI is not hallucinating. So I don't know. This is not from internal. My original information, anyways, Neptune Neptune was apparently a canceled standalone mobile only MMORPG project that was never released. And that was around the same time that Dragonflight, which was the one with dragon riding and the evoker, came out. Now, the potential misunderstanding for me all right. I don't know. I don't have any inside information. This guy's an obnoxious bot. Some of these people on LinkedIn are so fucking obnoxious. Anyways, I think I understand where my confusion stemmed from. I believe that there definitely was a mobile game, a MMORPG mobile game that got canceled, codenamed Neptune. I don't have any direct information about that. I don't even know if it was Warcraft related. But that's where the confusion stems from, because Dragonflight seemed to be in the works at the same time, so maybe the rumor mill got me or something along those lines. But whatever the case may be, Dragonflight definitely had some mobile feeling aspects to me, but that's just their general monetization and their level scaling. So my bad. I had the same voice. What voice could you be talking about?
No, and you don't want to do that. You think you do, but you don't.
Yeah. Channel my inner JL and Brack, I guess. Just woke up. I'm assuming this discussion is about the Turtle Wow team's own MMO. Unfortunately, I've been informed by the best minds on Reddit that any MMO post Ashes of Creation is a scam. Hey, I got another one. Oh, shit. I got two Undercity bucket hats. This is amazing. Can I put it on my foot?
I have exactly what you need.
Let's sell all the garbage. I guess we can sell this Undercity bucket hat since we already have one. Does sickly looking fish do anything? All right, so to answer your question, is it even a question? Yeah, Turtle Wow is working on their own MMO. I have nothing to do with it. Just saying. And I wish them the best of luck. It's not a scam. I don't know. I don't know what to say beyond that. I will say that Ashes of Creation has sort of destroyed the trust of people, and that desecration of trust is going to linger over anyone trying to make an MMORPG for the next probably year.
No one.
It will go away at some point. But I will say that Ashes of Creation was a scam from day one, and that's just a fact. Whereas the Turtle Wow team actually has at least 8 years of development experience on an online MMORPG. Granted, it was pre-built for them, but they know all these systems inside and out. They must know by at this point what goes into making an MMORPG. And if they have any questions, they're free to come to me to ask about any gameplay systems or things that they're trying to work on that they're struggling with. So I think they'll be fine. If anyone can do this, I think that Moon Whisper, which is their new name, can do it. They can pull it off. And I hope they kill WoW. Imagine JL and Brack returning. Oh no, he's moved on. He's done. I mean, he was better than the other Blizzard president. Shit, what's his name? The more recent one, the last one before fairies. That guy was just a douche. He still posts on LinkedIn and shit and says his stupid corporate bootlicking opinions, and it's really disgusting whenever he does. God, what's his name? You know what? It doesn't matter. May he disappear and never be heard from again. Rip Ashes of Creation. Yeah. I mean, that was always going to explode or implode, I guess. Because it was being built by, well, it was being run by someone who had no fucking game development experience whatsoever in their entire lives. How the hell were they going to run a game studio? It was insane. It was insane that anyone trusted him in the first place. It was insane that he got that much money from the Kickstarter. It was insane that he found investors willing to put money into it when they should have known his background. These guys who did definitely knew his background. Just a complete lack of common sense all the way around on that one. Yeah, Moon Whisper without Coast in their name. I'm fine with that name. Moon Whisper's a good name. I think it's great, and it's an homage to probably the best area they created in Turtle Wow. I can't wait to actually get there at the right level and go explore it again at the correct level. Actually, I did some exploration of it with was it with Alosh? I think I did at the correct level. Is that the guard? It's just guard noises. It's so gross. Old Teamster skull. Why don't these
Hello? And you are. I haven't got all day. What is it? What do you require? Hello? I grow weary of this. Is there a problem? I am not amused. Are you insane? I'm starting to hate you. Be quick about your business. I have exactly what you need. What is it? Goodbye.
I wonder how many people know that they have piss sounds. I don't think anything will kill WoW, but WoW is basically comatose with no chance of waking up at this point. I mean, we'll see what they do with Classic Plus. They certainly have a chance to revitalize the large portion of people who left WoW because of the way that they treated the retail treadmill, the way they created a retail treadmill. If they do a good job with it, maybe people will stick around. My big fear is that they do Classic Plus and then they still do fucking expansions on it. Which would just be the stupidest shit. That would completely miss the point of Classic Plus. Hey Dave, do you consider helping Moonwhisper with your experience? Yeah, I'm always available to them if they want to seek out my advice. I will not be directly working with them though. So it's more if they need my advice, I am here. If not, that's fine too. Because sometimes people sometimes people feel like they need to do it all themselves and they don't want any outside help. Especially if they perceive, how to put it, especially if they're worried about compromising their own potential vision, if that makes sense. Like if I just come in and hand someone an answer, first of all, they probably wouldn't listen if I did it that way. But then they might think, oh, because I listened to them, now I'm not going to reach my own solution, which would have been better. Sometimes that might even be true. Most of the time, I'm just providing them the information they need to make the right decision. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I'm making myself available to them, but I've separated for the most part from, like, I'm not in the Turtle WoW server anymore, and I'm not part of the Moonwhisper team in any way, even though it would be totally legal to be. Mike Ibarra, that's the guy. Yeah, that guy is such a douche. I even clashed with him myself on Twitter on a couple occasions. Just the worst takes ever. What a fucking bootlicker. And the worst part is, like, they did the whole thing where they made him and the what's her name? They made him and this woman, God, what was her name? That anyways, they were supposed to be co-presidents, but then they paid her, Bobby Kotick paid her less. And Mike Ibarra was like, oh well, that sucks for you. It's like, wow, you're a piece of shit. Like, stand up for your co-president. Like, at least demand equal pay or something. Jesus Christ. But no. He was just like, oh well, guess I'll go lick this boot in the corner while she left at that point. And you know, much respect to her for not accepting that bullshit. Because that's insane. But whatever the case may be, yeah, I have never seen a good take from Mike Ibarra, and I'm glad he's not involved at any game company that I'm aware of. I've always maintained that Classic Plus could be mechanically perfect, but the retail community is so terrible that it wouldn't be fun. The last time I played retail, I was constantly having to deal with others' greed and selfishness in a way that I never had to do later on in Turtle WoW. You might be correct there. The community around Turtle WoW was probably its shining achievement in that, like, even though there were occasional dickheads, the GMs and stuff made sure that people who were true assholes didn't stick around, and thus cultivated a community of pretty caring and respectful people for the most part. You won't see that in retail simply because they're not going to have GMs. They're not. They're not going to hire a bunch of GMs. They're not going to hire human GMs anyways to actually keep that sort of overarching community vibe. And without that, it's just not going to be the same. So it's going to suck. I guess you can just like turn off chat and everything and just like go through not looking at that stuff. But eventually you'll want to do raiding. I hope that they at a bare minimum, I hope that they don't do world buffs in raids, because that was probably one of the best things that Turtle WoW did for the community in terms of like preventing a certain level of stupid shenanigans in terms of like, you don't have all the world buffs, so fuck off. You're not coming to this raid. Just the stupidest shit. This is the Capybara Paradise server. I think that's what they call it. Oof. You know, we're not getting very useful fish here, so I think what I'll do, we need to find the cooking manual. I think that's... I don't know where that is to get it. But let's dump most of these fish and go on a adventure. Or actually, I'll give you guys the option. I could play these really worth 99 copper? That seems so unlikely to me. Is sickly looking fish for something? I don't actually know. The T game, what? Wander Stop. I could play Wander Stop as well. If you're up for it, let me know. Maybe I'll do Wander Stop, go members only, and call the stream Spilling Tea. I feel like everyone might be getting way too hyped for Classic Plus when Blizzard has proved over and over they are just going to find a way to monetize it as much as possible, like Classic non-plus. Yeah, I think that you're probably correct. I think at the end of the day, they are, regardless of what their game dev team wants to do, at the end of the day, they are beholden to corporate board members who want to maximize profits and will, through the executive layer, enforce that upon Classic Plus in whatever form it comes out as. So yeah, there's that. Is one of these worth what? 40 copper. So if I sold it for 99, that would be actually great. I'd almost rather send these to my shaman though. I think I'll send these to my shaman instead. All right, sickly fish. Are you actually worth what you're saying? Interesting. All right, I'll take 19 copper. We're gonna hold on to those because we can get skill. Can we get skill off these? No. We'll sell these. I recall finding gray items worth lots of gold just fishing in Dalaran. In Dalaran, you say? Interesting. I'll head over there. Well, no. We gotta level up on something. Do people actually want these? I hope so. Doom. All right, I think that's everything else should go back in the bank. This I will be using for food. This and the rest can go to Drala. I don't believe Blizzard will live up to the hype. They lack soul. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about corporate necrosis on this channel so many times that I don't know. I don't know that I have it in me to have another conversation about it, but they are going through the final stages of corporate necrosis if I ever saw it. Let's send these to Drala as well. So let's send all that. Let's store all this. All this needs to be stored. Store that. Store the... yeah, store that as well. These can be used. This we want to keep. This we'll keep. This sell. Maybe Drala will be my tool crafter, actually. No, that's actually a bad idea. This will store until we find fist weapons, I guess. And that was an accident buying 2, I think. So we'll just store that as well. Did we run out of Rumsey rum? We did. Let's grab this because we're going to need it at some point. Replacing bets, they'll recycle Wrath and TBC assets and make nothing new for assets. Even if they did that, it would still be pretty cool, to be honest. Because really, they have all the things they need to do a proper Classic Plus. They just need to like combine them in the right way and have the right gameplay mechanics and the right systems. So they can totally pull it off. And they don't even need to spend any extra art time. Though I wish they would fucking add ogres to the Horde. I don't know why it's never happened. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's such an obvious smart move. But anyways, setting that aside, I think they have all the ingredients they need. The question is, can they put them together correctly? That's the question. My answer to that is it doesn't look so good. So, yeah. All right, let's run to Brill because I have a quest for that, and I have no flight connections. So I want to get at least one flight connection out of here, if we can.
Be quick about your business.
Ah, friend in Glenshire. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here, to do these courier quests. Any more? Seems like it. That's it. All right, let's send these to Drala. And let's go up. A question for me. Oh, wait, hold on. Electronic Arts will always be the Satan of the video game. Okay. I'm still pissed that they killed off Maxis. The entire Sim series was amazing. Did you ever play SimCopter back in the day? I did not. I only played like SimCity and SimCity 2000, I think. But EA is now owned by Saudi Arabia, so it's whatever. I don't even know. It's like FIFA, maybe is going to be their main focus, and slipping FIFA characters into everything else seems to be the way they're going. Oh, right. Anyways, you got a question for me. What's the best way you have found to organize all the various files you have when working on a project? In terms of, we're talking game design, right? In terms of game design documents, generally I organize them by system. So if there's like a combat system, all those documents go into one folder. If there's a trade skill system, all those documents go into another folder. I also like to have a master overview in an Excel sheet that sort of at least points out all the systems and subsystems beneath them with like drop-down groupings and things like that. So you can go, here are the core systems, and then click, boom, here are the subsystems of this one, and so on. And you can get a quick overview of the entire project that way. it does doing that requires a lot of organizational skill in terms of like you need to keep that up to date every time you add stuff, every time a subsystem gets added. So that can be frustrating for some people, but it is worth it. As a lead designer, you will need to do something along those lines, otherwise you will absolutely lose track of all of it, and that is not good. Simcopter was amazing. You could actually upload SimCity maps and fly around in them, which was a genius way to encourage people to buy more games without nickel and diming them. Yes. Having them effectively be their own game, but also an add-on is an interesting approach. I don't think I've seen that in a long time. Yeah. Other forms of organization is if you want files read in a certain order, I will put a number at the front. So if I have like an overview of a subsystem, that would be 001 subsystem name. And then the second file, which maybe goes into more details or is like an Excel spreadsheet with like the document information or the subsystem like numbers information that a programmer wants, that would be like 002, the name of the subsystem, and so on. In that way, you can sort of say like every time the number one document is always going to be the overview of that system. This is assuming you're not like on a wiki or anything like that, though, because then you want to organize a little differently. I mean, it's the same organization, but it's on the wiki as opposed to being how you hierarchically structure your folders and naming conventions, if that makes sense. But overall, it's really just about organizing things in the way that's easiest for a new person coming in to read, because every time a new game designer comes in or gets handed a subsystem they're not familiar with, they're going to have to go through those documents. So you literally want it to be 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? So the more you do that, the easier it is for a new person coming in, and the easier it is to delegate and hand off a subsystem that you don't want to do, or rather that you're handing off to someone else because you're busy with a higher level thing. Have you ever done wiki organization? I've been looking into that lately, and I kind of want to try it. I have. It's basically the same sort of structure where you. I guess it depends on your wiki. Some wikis use heading, subheading, and some wikis make you like click through links, which is not great actually because it hides things too much. I prefer when it's in the same, like if there's a system and there's subsystems to it, I prefer a drop that exposes the next subsystems or all the subsystems at once, depending on how it's done. But yeah, wiki organization is largely the same in that you want to make sure that the most prominent information is given first. That makes the system easy to understand for even a noob. And you write it for noobs. It's like a 1, 2, 3 sentence introduction of like, this is the subsystem, this is how it works, or this is what it's about. And then you go into all of the features of it. I think I have a video somewhere. It's definitely not wiki focused though. I do have a video about how I organize files and what I create, and keeping in mind who you're creating the file for is very important. For example, there's like the core game design document is obviously for other designers, but also the first page of it should be for anyone to read and get an idea. Then there's the second one is like usually the Excel spreadsheet, which is just the numbers and the information the programmer needs in order to implement things, formulas, that kind of thing. And then the third document is like the presentation, the PowerPoint, the thing that you would take to a meeting to go, here's how the system works, Mr. Executive Idiot who doesn't know shit. That kind of thing. I'm just going to do this. Ah, son of a bitch. Maybe I'm not going to do it. Anyways, he said Glenshire. This is not Glenshire. Is this Bryn? Where's Glenshire? This is Brill. Where's Glenshire? Deathnell. Corinth. Venomweb. Is it in Silverpine? That's the Sepulchre. I do need to go to the Sepulchre. Son of a bitch. Where's Glenshire? Looking for easy quests here. Message retracted? Well, that's not good. I didn't catch that one. Hamlin's Atkins. Does he know the diet?
Time listening. Victory for Sylvanas.
Worded it awkwardly, so I deleted it. Oh, gotcha. A putrid task. 7 putrid claws. West of Brill. What would I get rid of to... Ah. Silverpine. All right. Most of these are pointing me towards Silverpine. I do want to get this if I can. Just don't know what I would give up. Weapons of choice. I can get it back easily. He said west of Brill. Let's see what other quests are here. Maybe I can get two for one. You were going to ask, you thought you remembered a stream of yours a couple years ago where you said you worked on that goofy as hell Da Vinci Code Xbox game? Yes, I did. It definitely was goofy as hell. I was... Who designed that combat and who insisted that game even needed combat at all? The French Lou regards demanding to know, would you like that supersized as they tried to pummel the protagonist? That was the funniest shit. Okay, I know who wrote that. It wasn't me. I wrote a lot of the game in terms of the level design, the puzzles, and the dialogue. I wrote most of that dialogue. So you can blame me if it was super boring, which it might be. The combat was done by the combat team, and it was forced upon the game by the owner of the studio, Richard Hare. And I directly confronted him about it. I'm like, look, it's basically should be an adventure game with like maybe some stealth elements. Combat is not something that Professor Langdon engages in at any point in the books. So I don't know why he's beating up cops. That doesn't make a lot of sense. His response was quite telling because it was him being Scottish, by the way. Well, you know, Dave, we want to sell a few copies, don't we? And I'm like, what the fuck? But he had it in his head that a game without combat is not a game that sells. So even in the smaller studios, executive moronic decisions have plagued me my entire career. So there you go. Now you know. They at least tried to make it like cinematic combat. The combat guys did their best to make it sort of fit that world, but obviously this was not a game that needed combat in it, and it was really stupid to shove it in there in the first place, but oh well. Oh fucking well. Urief's tomb in Silverpine. All right, we're definitely going to Silverpine. I would like to just less meat. You know, I can get the meat without having this, so I'll abandon that. And I need one more. We're abandoning this because we're not even in Ashenvale yet. Whoa! Gotta love that effect. Even back then, to the preteen version of me, it felt very forced. Oh, it was. It was forced in there. That's for sure. I did not want it at all. I pushed back as hard as I could, but it was like, nope, it's going in. I'm like, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Great. Pillaging the lands near Garenswant to the north of Brill. We're going west, so I'm sure there's even more quests in here. I don't think I can even make room for all of them. Yeah, sure enough. What do you got? Rothide grave robbers and Rothide mongrels. And these guys are where? Garen's haunt. You watched the vlog of the last video in its completion. You had quite the long discussion about gnomes and why they were so wrongly placed in WoW. I wonder, albeit, how to give them a good send-off. Give gnomes a good send-off? I mean, having Gnomergon itself was the send-off. Like, there's a whole dungeon you go and you're like, wow, all the gnomes got fucked. That would have been the send-off. But I don't even know what I would do with them now. It's like how the Kabbalah's hunting game series tried to morph itself into some weird Call of Duty action shooter. Mandalore Gaming did a couple of really funny videos on it. Yeah, it was along those lines. But it was yeah, the owner of the studio basically demanded it because he thought that a game without combat would not sell because he didn't like adventure games himself or what, I don't know. I could not tell you his internal thinking on that because he could not externalize it, that's for sure. It was literally for him. What he externalized to me, what he explained to me was it was simply a question of games without combat don't sell. That's it. That was his, that's what he believed. I'm like, okay, I guess adventure games don't exist. Whatever. We literally they literally hired I think from the Broken Sword adventure game series, Cecil. They literally hired that guy as a consultant, spent money on that, and then threw combat in there anyways. Whatever. You know, I don't know. It's easy to criticize because it wasn't my money, I guess. Wasn't really his either, though. 8 embalming ichors. Okay, so this is to the north. We're going to skip anything to the north and just go west to the bridge and see. And then I'm going to try to find the 2 silver pine quests after, which should be on the path to the west, I guess. I bet you there's another quest inside here too. Let's go look. Oh.
I am forsaken.
I think he gives them bandages, 10 linen bandages. Oh shit, I've already used them all. I could have had an easy turn in and I didn't think about it. Oh well. Yeah, I don't want to go in that area necessarily. Pretty sure there's some stuff in here. Yeah, there's like a poison this guy quest, but check upstairs. Why did I leave the TWOW Discord? So, great. Basically, I discovered that I have pretty extreme left politics. Apparently, my political talk upset some people on the TWOW team. And when I make people uncomfortable, if I'm in their space, I'd rather remove myself from their space than continue to make them uncomfortable with my presence, because I'm not someone who just shuts up and goes away. I'm going to continue to speak my obviously left-wing politics wherever I end up. So I just decided to remove myself from there rather than make people uncomfortable. That's basically the long and short of it. But, you know, I'm still in contact with Torta and a couple others, so they are free to use me as a resource for any questions they may have about the game they're going to work on, if they so choose. Duskbat pelts. Understandable? Yeah, exactly. It's their community at the end of the day, not mine. I have my own community and my own Discord, so if people want to hear more from me, I'm I'm right here. I'm readily available to discuss anything. And those who don't want to hear me, they can stay away. So to speak. Wait, that's Yvette Farthing. That's the quest. Isn't it? No, it's not. All right, whatever. I'm confused. So we want to get the flight point at Silver Pine. Scarlet Monastery is here as well. We could... Are we at level for that? I don't think we are. We're at level for Shadowfang. I don't have any quests for it yet. Also, we have one more quest in WC that I want to do. The ruins. Isn't there like a dirt pile here? Is this part of the quest? Nope. I don't have the quest, so it's bullshit. Can't remember what quest that was. It was some rogue quest, I'm pretty sure. All right, let's go up into Silver Pine then, since I'm not sure which of these quests I can even do. So I haven't even made these yet. We need a lot more copper if we're going to make any of that. Okay, so that's the sepulcher. So we're going there. Clarice's Penitent, Yurif's Tomb in Silver Pine again. Oh, Darkhound Blood. We'll do that. Maybe when we come back. Or... No, because we're going to take the flight point back. That'll take me inside the city. So if I want to do this, I should do it now. All right. A putrid task. 7 putrid claws. Scatter their bones. Do cursed Darkhound or only certain Darkhound? I actually don't know. Yeah, that works. Don't these guys have a small chance of dropping a bat pet? I think they do. Maybe it's these guys. Ambush is too much fun. They all do, but Darkhound Blood has a really crappy drop rate. I think I finished the quest like 3 times in 20 years of playing. Wow. Jesus. Can't be that bad, can it? I mean, I guess it could. Is this part of that quest about the bones? Let's go see. Cold Hearth Mana. Yep. Well, I mean, if they're going to drop them 1 for 1, I'm not going to complain. Maybe we'll start getting the bad RNG side of the the Bloodhound shit. What? Are you kidding me? Aw, really? Yeah, we'll get some linen cloth. Maybe we can do that other quest inside once we go back. I think it said 10 linen bandages. So we only need 10 linen. Drop the claws, please. Did I get them all already? What happened? No. Drop rate suddenly declined to nothing. Weird. Still, I'm hoping these quests will still give like 600-ish XP, which would be great for me. You had to learn about rigging in Blender yesterday in order to alter the pose of your harpy miniature. That's awesome. I didn't think I'd ever do something like that. You'd be amazed what you can learn. You'd be amazed. I'm gonna have to learn Blender too. Because the further adventures of Detective Darkseid and the Hardcore Victims unit will be taking place through creation tools like Blender. And we're also, Out of Bounds Entertainment is also working on our own IP for the characters who are going to be going. Basically, they've discovered. Okay, remember where we left off? Where I don't know if you guys heard the end, but it was the last thing that happens to Detective Darkseid and everyone at the Everlook broadcast is that they go through a portal. Well, they end up in something called the Panoptinomicon, which is a place covered in portals. So we've created our own IP for Out of Bounds Entertainment, and future adventures will take place there, and they will go on adventures into other worlds. Like, they might go back to Warcraft, they might go to, the Guild Wars universe, they might go to all these different places. So now we are unlimited, unbound, you might say. Out of bounds. So that'll be fun. You never thought you'd be learning pathfinding C++ code, but here I am doing that while listening to Dave. That's awesome. We can do anything. The internet is just full of frickin' information. Some of it not great. How am I not behind him? Some of it not great, but a lot of it pretty good. Oh, you son of a bitch. I will murder you. I mean, I could. If I could, I would. Embarrassing. Embarrassing, I only got one of those. Is this a radio drama? Well, it's it will be written. It depends on how far the team wants to take it. It's up to the team. Like, it's not just me. I'm just writing. I'm just writing the stuff, right? But everyone will have a character to play, and they're learning Blender together. I am too, or trying. I really suck at learning new tools these days. I think I'm just too old. But hopefully I figure it out. Anyways, we're learning Blender, and we're going to continue Hardcore Victims unit. So we episode What was the last episode we did? Was 3? Episode 4 will be coming out in the new Blender version that we have, that we're making. And episode 5 will be... there's 2 more episodes for it, 5 and 6. I haven't written them yet, but I already know what happens in my head. I just have to write them. And then we'll wrap up the Hardcore Victims Unit series, unless it like becomes wildly popular or something, or we get some funding. Maybe Blizzard wants us to continue it because it's actually leads people to them now. I don't know. But otherwise, it'll wrap up at episode 6. He wants me to go north. I don't want to go north right now. But that was 400 experience. That's not bad. You're right on the Darkhound blood. Jesus, H1, and I must have killed at least 10. And since there's a lot of people out here, I don't think I'll find many Darkhounds. So maybe we'll skip out on that. This guy has a quest, though. What is his quest? Is it the Darkhound blood quest? I think the best thing for me is to move on to Silverpine. All right. You had to learn about rigging in Blender yesterday in order to alter the pose of your harpy miniature. Oh, okay, yeah. Rigging is tough. Yeah, I've heard about that. A lot of 3D artists hate rigging too. Like they just don't want to do it. I guess because it's not creative. It's like the technical part of the creation process, and people hate the technical part of the creation. I kind of like it for game design, but well, I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but at the very least, I have an interest in it. All right, we're not getting any more of this freaking Dark Blood. Let's move on to Silverpine. The Dark Blood quests you probably shouldn't focus on. Just kill them when you get the chance while doing other quests. Yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing here. If I see one, I'll kill it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try and complete it. I think I just got a message. Is that LinkedIn? What was that? Oh, it is LinkedIn. Check my email for rejection letters. My favorite hobby. Oh, no rejections. That's disappointing. I see you. Meh. You found out you accidentally had a talent for animating 3D models when I was working with a VTuber for their model? That's fucking cool. I love discovering new talents. I mean, one of the reasons that I enjoyed working with the Everlook Broadcast and the Turtle Wow team is because I got opportunities to do voice acting and then ended up actually not being so bad. Actually doing not a bad job at all. I still get slight chills when I listen to my Parthenon in game. I mean, I can't anymore. Well, actually, maybe now I can, though that's a long way off. Actually, that's kind of the driving force behind this. Is I can't wait to get back to Timbermold and fight Parthenon again. Anyways, I really enjoyed doing the voice acting stuff, and I think because I spent the last 3 years doing the voice acting stuff, I've improved at it quite a bit. And yeah, I really enjoyed also the screenplay writing. Like I did screenplay writing on the side, but I never actually saw anything get turned into a movie. Until, you know, Everlook Broadcast, and we did I guess Hardcore Victims Unit was the main one. That's sort of the same time I've effectively been doing the job of a showrunner, which is like to put the script together and to give direction to the voice actors and to, you know, make sure that the cinematic stuff works out and all that. Wilberg handled all the cinematics himself. There's just screenplay directions in the screenplay in the manuscript that I wrote. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. If I wanted to learn how to create visual novels, create your own adventure games, where do you recommend I start? It you have a couple options right now. You can create audio novels with visuals, with Ear Reality, and they have their own tool that's on the web that's actually quite easy to use and learn. And I would actually highly recommend giving it a try if that's something you're interested in. 1 second. I will get you a link. I'm actually working on my own Ear Reality game right now for them. Hopefully I don't crash and die here. Here you go. Give this a try. And see what you think. It's relative. It's not like the easiest thing in the world to learn initially, but you'll get the idea pretty quick, I think. Other options, there's something called Inkle, which is a scripting language for visual novel games that can be used with it can be used with Unreal and Unity. It has like a way to use them there. There's also Inkle is free, and you can get the Inkle Writer exe to test out your visual novel games, but it's not easy to add the visuals. You'll end up with text only, basically narrative games. Another option is if you want a paid option and it's super easy to use and it has a graphical user interface that's kind of easy to figure out, I'm using Tyranno Builder. Tyranno Builder is purchasable on Steam. I believe it's like $10 to $20 ish. And it allows you to build visual novels and add the graphics and position them all very, very, very easily. And so if you want the simplest option and you're okay with spending a little bit on it, Tyranno Builder is a pretty good option. Yeah, those are the main ones that I can think of off the top of my head. So give those a go, or depending upon your circumstances and like how quickly you want to get something done. Oh yeah, RenPy is the other one. I used RenPy for a bit. I liked it, but I ended up switching over to Tyranno Builder because it was easier for me to do the visuals because it's 2D. I mean, RenPy was fine too. I wasn't using the Python. Hopefully I don't run into anything too difficult to do in Tyranno Builder and then have to switch back, but I don't think I will. I keep forgetting to use my sprint on cooldown. If you do a Twist Tool game, they have a specific sort of way that they want you to do it, because they actually will advertise your creation on their website, and they will make it an Amazon game that you can play with Alexa. And if you need voiceover for it, I actually have already done some voiceover for one of their games. For someone else made the game, but I did the voiceover for it. So if you want me to do the voiceover for it, I am available. And yeah, let me know. Place it on Yuri's tomb. There we go. I tried Visual Novel Maker and it's garbage. I'll give Tyranno Builder a try. I'm also an artist as I'm looking to create my own visuals. Oh, awesome. Yeah. A 2D artist or a 3D artist? 2D artist, Tyranno Builder will be perfectly great and very easy to use. They also do a good job of like with the assets and stuff. How it arranges the assets for you. It's all point and click and drag and drop, which makes it very easy to do something fast.
I've been expecting.
Unique. Gross. I'll take the weird double belt, I guess. Even though this is 2 silver. Both are unique. I'll take the double belt.
Winds be at your back.
Mainly 2D, and I've made a few cartoons in the past. Tyranno Builder allows animations, so yeah, I think you'll have a good time with it. And since I'm currently working in Tyranno Builder, if you have any questions, you can just poke me as well. Ideally on my Discord, where I'm most likely to see things. Journey to Hillsbrad. Tar and Mill. All right. Well, we want to go there anyways. 6 grizzled bear hearts and skittering blood. There's a lot of backtracking. Near the entrance to the Tirisful Uplands. Let's do all the travel stuff so I can get the flight points all the way to Tarn Mill.
What would you ask of death?
Deathstalker Adamant and Deathstalker. Oh, Shadowfang. Okay. Yeah.
Farewell.
All right, we'll ignore that for now.
Speak quickly.
So we need 125 in mining. What are we at? $86. All right, not great.
What is it?
If you're really experienced with Godot, a Godot dialogic plugin for making visual novels is really stellar. Has its own trigger editor type of thing. That's cool. So you only need to, so you only need to know enough code to start your Godot game, but the visual novel part itself can all be handled by the plugin. Ah. Now that's interesting. I haven't messed with Godot in a while, so I imagine that there's been some updates since I last tried it a number of years ago. But that would be interesting. That said, I've already sort of committed to doing God Among Man in Tyranno Builder, and it is so easy to use that I'm sort of hesitant to try to switch now. I don't want to be constantly changing tech and setting myself back to zero effectively, especially since Tyranno Builder is quite specific. Like there's no script that I can just move over. Presumably anyways. Crossings. Retrieve the contents of the Dalaran Wizards crates. Maybe. What?
I have exactly what you need.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Aragol must die. Oh, right. I don't think I can do Shadowfang just yet. I just want to get the flight point all the way to Tarn Mill, and then I'm gonna port back to Orgrimmar, I think. Why would I repair? I'll port back to Orgrimmar.
I'm listening.
This is tempting. Let's save it for when I'm rich. Right now, I don't want to go any further down on my gold. Ugh. Is this your expert mode? What? What? All right, the bat handler will get me back to... Okay, great. Let's keep going forward and get to Taran Mill if we can. Also, if the Dark Moon Fair is in town, I need to go get that quest for the mount. Oops. Not sure what you mean by expert mode. Do I have expertise in playing World of Warcraft or Turtle WoW? I don't know. Guess? That would be a silly thing, I think, to be an expert in. I should watch out, because the Son of Aragol Elite could be really anywhere. Hardcore? Oh, no, I'm not playing hardcore. I'm not good enough to play hardcore. I am terrible at the game. Well, I'm terrible at not dying. In fact, let's see how many times I've already died. Only 18 deaths. That's not too bad. It's less than 1 per level, so that might be a record for me. But I haven't reached 60 yet. And as we all know, things get much harder later. I will say I'm very incentivized to not die because I am playing slow and steady. Ergo, if I die, I lose experience, and that's about as unfun as anything, I suppose. Lots of hardcore graves around here. Poor bastards. In expert mode, if your character dies, you cannot revive. You only have 1 life. Yeah, we call that hardcore. Is that the Chinese translation? Yeah, I'm not an expert. Let's be clear. If I were playing hardcore, this would already be done. Like, playing hardcore till I die, it would be done in like 2 hours, maybe less. Someone made that bear angry. That's pyrewood over there, isn't it? Oh, that's a tree. I do want that tree. How bad do I want that tree? Hardcore sounds even harder than expert to me. I guess our Asian brothers find it easier than most of us do. It's entirely possible. I see a lot more people playing hardcore on this server, which is a Southeast Asia server, than I ever saw on what you call it, Nordinar. So that's something to consider. All right. Right, I'm Horde, so they're going to be hostile to me no matter what. Never mind. Who died here? It's so sad. Oh, there's a Dalaran wizard robe I need to get. All right. We're in the right place then. Where the hell is Glenshire? Did I pass it already? Is Glenshire like the starting area? Is it in here maybe? Death Knell? No. Here we go. Suspicious Dalaran wizard. That's the guy. Gal.
Need help? Light bless you.
Get my disguise. And then the disguise does Dalaran's wizard. Dalaran wizard's robe. Alright, we gotta kill a bunch of Dalaran wizards, I guess. Oh, there's a tin vein. Let's go do that. I don't know if of a Glenshire in Vanilla WoW. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm trying to think where it is. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I can't quite figure out why. I mean, it's in the quest. The quest says to go there, so it must exist somewhere. Oh, these guys are actually going to give XP. Oh my god, she's running. Where are you going? Holy crap. Why are gnomes so fast? Yikes. Might be in the Altrock Mountains. Oh. Yeah, that could be. Don't do that. I don't know if they call for help. I bet they do. Bet they do. Oh, he's level 19. Ah, shit. I didn't interrupt it in time. I bet there's a quest for this that I'm missing out on. Shit. Oh well. I mean, if they're gonna be fighting back, maybe we need a few of these. Let's just make them as we need them, I suppose. These are wizards. These are just watchers. Damn, those gnomes run so fast. What's up with that? All right, this might actually not go so great. Let's see. So they're all level 19. Okay. Fair enough. That's a problem. This sucks. Ugh. All right, I'm not like a... Okay, okay. I am dying. I didn't realize how low I was. See, this is why I don't play hardcore. I'm not used to the struggle. The struggle's too real. Toronto Builder's only $15. Nice. Yeah, I forgot. It was somewhere. I knew it was somewhere on there. It was like 10 to 20. It does have its own idiosyncrasies because it is so easy to use. So be mindful of that. But either way, I've enjoyed using it, and once you understand all the processes, it's very easy to just get your stuff in there and then immediately see the results. Inkle Writer is also quite good, but it's only good for the text part. The actual displaying images and stuff is a whole different issue. And usually you need to cross it with another engine to make it happen. RenPy is probably also fine for the visual part. RenPy is fine for the visual part. Actually, RenPy was the one I was using originally for GAM. Gosh. What am I going to eat? I see. It's 5 p.m. No wonder I'm hungry. By the way, if you like the twist, I posted the link before, twisttool.com. If you like that, Ear Reality is looking for people to make stuff, make stories to put on their website and stuff. They're pretty strict, but it's open to everyone. So if that's something you'd be interested in, making a visual, well, it's not so visual, it's more audio focused for them. That might interest you to learn that tool and join their Discord and check it out. Oh. All right. What am I going to eat? Ooh. Rack of ribs. Just fucking baller. No. V Reality? Oh, how do you obtain raid gear on your US servers? Uh, by raiding? I don't know. This is the C server, so I don't know. Shoot, I missed. I missed again. What is going on? That is so annoying. I think it's called Ear Reality. Ear Reality, as in your ear. Ear Reality. And they are on whatchamacallit? They are on well, I found them through LinkedIn, but I don't know if that's really the best way. No, you son of a Gunderson. She got just in range of my throw? That's incredible. These fucking wizard tacticians. I'm gonna die again, aren't I? Are you kidding me? Can I get this without getting smoked? Let's see. Jesus. Do I have anything that's not my stamina food to eat? Oh, man. All right, we'll just bandage up. All right, I gotta order food one way or the other. Do 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 do. E-reality, I heard wrong. No, ear, like your ear canal. See, that I like when they're like almost dead in one shot. Gotta love a critical ambush. I can't believe I didn't stealth in time. Seriously, he moves in range so I can't throw at him? That is so annoying. These guys are the true bosses of the area. Jesus H. I do remember the wizard robe being a very rare drop, so this is probably gonna take a while, huh? At least they give XP. I can't complain too much, I guess. That's gonna aggro. Okay, we definitely don't want to do this. Surprised he didn't aggro earlier, though. Found it? Thanks again. Yeah, no problem, Meat Shield. And if you need a voice actor, just let me know. I mean, if I'm an appropriate voice for whatever it is you're doing, I suppose. Wow. I'm actually glad when I get potions instead of annoyed. I really should get the quest for this if I'm going to continue. All right, we'll skip the Dalaran Wizard Cloak for now. Just get the Taran Mill flight point. There's also some turn-ins along the way, I recall. You're hungry too, beer. Nice. I still haven't ordered. I don't even know what to get. Not feeling like any of these things, to be honest. Maybe I'm not really hungry and it's just an impulse that I think I need to eat. This was a guild house and then they took it away. I wonder if they left any of the vendors. No, seems not. Now it's just a roleplay area, I guess. Level 21, you say? I'm actually the appropriate level for this area. Interesting. Maybe I'll hang around here. I'll have to dump a bunch of quests to do it, though. And I'm kind of reticent to do that. Speaking of which,
Speak quickly. Beware the living.
travel to Taran Mill. Well, that's where I'm going anyways. So, what a convenience. Let's also get my mining hunt back on. These guys could actually kill me and might even aggro from quite the range. Maybe I'm a little under level for the area. Let's see. Yep. Yep. All right, what am I ordering here? They do have the same guild houses because they were built into the world and then propagated across the servers. The issue was that the reason they stopped doing it is because each guild had custom stuff, and so every time that guild wanted to update something, it was a big freaking hassle, and then it required a patch and a big download, and you know, quickly it got out of control. So even though the guilds got very upset about it, it made sense not to do that anymore. Yeah, I was just at the guild house over there. It's still there, but it's not marked as their guild and all the vendors are gone. I remember they removed that one not too long ago. Maybe Korean food. Yeah, actually that does sound good. Oops. Trying to order at the same time. Food ordered. You hope it's okay for you to ask, but why did you guys decide to make the action icons in Warcraft 3 the same for all races instead of making it bespoke for each race like in Warcraft 3? Warcraft 2? It felt too tacky. I think they sided with clarity over customization in that respect. Because there's 4 different races, and like I think it got confusing when sometimes this icon was purple and this one was, you know, green, and you know, there's some ooze on this one, so there's some readability issues. Like it became too much of a hassle, I think. So ultimately it was decided to just have a standard, very clear, here's your attack button, here's your move button, so on. I think it was probably the right call. Though, you know, I think they could have done some additional elements, but I think the icons were just,
I am for
they needed to be as clear as day because RTSs are hard enough as they are.
I haven't got all day.
Kill 6 farm. Oh, this quest line. Yeah.
Watch your back.
Yeah. Let's get the flight point. Ah, yes. Goblin jumper cables. Everybody needs those. Literally can't wear any of this. meh. I was thinking about buying them and putting them on the auction house, but
I'm listening.
people seem to be more savvy on the server. You know what? Maybe I will anyways. Yeah. Have you always played Horde, or do you play Alliance too? I played a Alliance Priest to 60 on the Turtle WoW server, the Nordinar. You felt like that was the case? At least the lower menu borders were unique to all races. I always found it cool. Yeah, yeah. Clarity was just more important, given it's an RTS, and yeah, the struggle is already too real for most people. Hmm. But yeah, I play Alliance as well. I just prefer Horde. I've always been for the Horde. Find the entrance to the west of Solidin's farmstead. Oh, it's the Turtle WoW area. Okay, shit. Now I remember where it is. Fall. So Solidin's. I think it's here. There it is, Glenshire. I saw it. It's over here somewhere. That's why I couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure that's a Turtle WoW exclusive area, isn't it? Hmm. I think it has a flight point on the Steep Cliff port. So we should go back and get that. Damn it. Apothecary Volgren near the entrance to the Tirisfal uplands. Blades. That's also over here, I believe. I think. For the Horde has a good ring to it. Yeah. Was your priest a healer? Well, yeah, of course. Alosh. You don't remember Alosh? I ran some of the last raids with Alosh for Molten Core. Doing priest healing things. And I decided that priest healing is probably the most poorly thought out, underwhelming, and frustrating play style of the game. Because you're literally just staring at your raid bars all the time, and it's not a fun experience at all, in my opinion. That's one of the things I want to fix in Dead Gods with my new combat system, where the healing is done looking at the battlefield, seeing your target's health going down on their character, and being able to click your spell onto them to heal. You ask because you've been playing Warcraft 2 recently, and that game was such a glow up compared to 1? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, 1 was super old. You have to consider the time periods of those games. But yeah, Warcraft 2, I think, was Sammy's contributions to the art. Also, you have to bear in mind that you're probably looking at Warcraft 2 remastered. So it probably is higher res than it was back then. But even back then, it was quite a glow up from Warcraft 1. You agree with me on raid healing? You get bored so much. It is just not well thought out. Almost seems like an afterthought. Probably was, to be honest. Probably was. Is there any easy quest I could do while I'm here? Let's just look around. Mountain Lion Blood, 10 vials. 10 gray bear tongues. Neither of those sound very easy to do. Hey, someone bought my refreshing spring water for some reason. Oh, this is the Hillsbred stuff. I've got the bucket hat. Don't care. What is everyone doing in here? Why are there so many people? What are they doing? They're all just like sitting around. Maybe they're getting blue XP? I guess that could be it. Takes me so long to go through my blue XP. I haven't actually gone through it in a while. It's not that I'm not playing that much. 10 Syndicate Rogues. Droll and Togthor from Durnhold. Yeah, I know that one. Master Tailoring here. Is there a chef? Is the Master Chef here? Here's a cook. Do you have the book? No. No. The dragons and griffins are annoying, though. I hate the friendly fire. What? Oh, right. Because it bounces on the ground and hits your own troops. Yeah, that is pretty annoying. I guess that's why we changed it in Warcraft 3. The griffins don't bounce and it just hits the target directly. It was at least interesting, though. Just in a game with such low hit points, it was probably annoying. Probably would have been better in Warcraft 3, but then there's the whole 3D aspect, and running an object across a 3D ground like that might be more difficult than I'm thinking. You thought Guild Wars 2 had a decent way of doing healing through just AoE abilities? It's definitely better, but I think it can be even superior to that because it misses out on some of the cool aspects of direct target healing. 10.9. Ooh. Oh, it's a gold. Eee. That's not worth it. I was like, oh, that's exciting. All right, I think we're gonna go back to, or we could actually get the next flight point too. Though it's quite risky, I think. I'm thinking about it. Merchant Supreme. Which switch the Swiss wristwatches? I don't know. I was not aware of them. All right, maybe we'll sit here and do these because it does have some good rewards. So also, this guy actually is pretty cool quest line, even if it involves poisoning a frog for some reason. This mushroom seller, though. Strange. Or is this place so camped that I'm not going to be able to find anything to kill? Did you participate in the development of WoW? Original WoW, yes. I was there in 2003 is when I left. So I left before it shipped. But I did about 40 quests for the game, and I helped decide some of the early quest design stuff. Though not all of it necessarily. Oh, shit. Not all of it necessarily got followed by everyone. Gray bear tongue. Hopper. That's actually more exciting for me. Assuming I can pick it up. I guess your quests are now gone in Modern WoW? Yep, they were destroyed. Well, almost all of them were destroyed in Cataclysm. I think something remained. I think some parts of Aberdeen, the quests remained. So I think the buzz boxes were still there, or the... I'm actually not sure if all of them were destroyed. But that's why I played Turtle WoW. That's what brought me to Turtle WoW, was to go see my old work again. And I think they're in Classic, though I don't know if they changed them. I haven't played Retail Classic. Ooh, he's level 24. This might be too much for me. Let's see. I'm gonna cheat. It would be funny seeing you play your own designs. That's like insider trading. I did. There's a whole series of me playing Turtle WoW from level 1. I think it's under the it's in my playlists. It's a World of Warcraft game dev playthrough or something. And I start at level 1 and play all the way through to level 60 in rating. I do have a bucket on my head. How did you know? It's a great bucket. It's the Undercity bucket hat. Increases fishing by 5. Also, it has 8 agility, but that's besides the point. It's got +5 fishing. That's amazing. It's the only hat item in the game with +5. I think there's a +2 or a +3 fishing hat. There's the gray bear that needs to die. The what bucket? Phuket? I've been to Phuket, if that's what you're asking. So not sure that's what you're asking. At least each bear has had a tongue so far. I'd be surprised if they don't. Pronounce it like an ignorant American? No. I refuse. I've lived in Thailand for freaking almost 15, 16 years now. I think I really... if I mispronounce basic city names, I'm in trouble. Wow, it's gonna run out already. All right, let's make 2 more sharpening stones. Inventory is full. Why didn't I sell stuff? No, let's just eat this, I guess. You didn't know I was in Thailand? Yeah, I've been in Thailand for a very long time now. I moved to China in 2009. And then I spent some time in Sweden and Germany. And I did a little tour. I went to New Zealand and Australia. And then while I had the job in Sweden, all the Swedes could talk about was Thailand. So I decided to go visit Thailand, and then basically I met my wife, and that was it. I was trapped here forever. I joke, but it's not a joke. That's actually what happened. So. Fratricide, indeed. The CEO of your firm also lives in Thailand? It's interesting, a lot of Americans end up living in Thailand these days. Because Americans are, I think, the only countrymen who can own their own business here. Which is quite an advantage over, well, basically every other person who might live here, but also in general, it's quite an advantage. 16 copper meaty batwings. Goodbye. Let's go for this lion. You. It is pretty neat. I mean, anyone can live here. It's not that difficult. It's just long-term stay is becoming more difficult recently because of negative sentiment towards foreigners. But it's also understandable negative sentiment towards foreigners because there's a lot of foreigners here who behave like pieces of shit. And yeah, it makes my life harder because people think that I might be a piece of shit because, look, it's a foreigner, and foreigners tend to behave like pieces of shit here. It's a very frustrating thing. Oh, we could eat it. Eat my stamina food. Why not? It's all a matter of whether you prefer the ladies or the ladyboys. It's really not. There's not a higher prevalence of ladyboys here than anywhere else in the world. And yes, they like to be called ladyboys here, or at least they're fine with it. But the trans community here is well accepted by the culture in general, and they legalized gay marriage, I think, 2 years ago. So while it hasn't been, I mean, culturally they're very accepting, and it's not a big deal. But it's not like everywhere you go you're going to run into a trans person. It's just that they don't hide, so you'll find them everywhere, and that I think is a good thing. Why is this so? I need that flare gun, don't I? Shoot. Kind of backed myself into a corner here. All right, we'll leave the big bear meat. I know it's actually a important recipe item for later, but I'll just deal with it. Was it hard during the conflict with Cambodia or scary? I'm not close enough to that border for it to mean anything to me in terms of like, no, I wasn't scared. First of all, Thailand has much better military than Cambodia. Cambodia was not sure exactly what was going on there, and I don't want to speculate. But I didn't think Cambodia would actually invade. That would have been stupid of them. Yeah, it would have been dumb. So that was never my fear, and I'm not close enough that I might randomly get hit by something. So that wasn't a big fear either. It was more just like, I hope nobody gets hurt initially, because it would have saved us a lot of trouble later on. But Korea seems to have put him in his place. And I can tell that Japan regrets not putting him in his place, because they've been cracking down maybe even too hard on quote-unquote influencers in Japan now. And people who were actually quite respectful of the culture have been running into problems. But either way, it's the risk you take being a foreigner in other countries, is simply that sentiment against foreigners can go down, and you just have to make sure that you're not seen as one of the bad ones, because there certainly are plenty of bad ones in Thailand. That's for sure. Uh-oh. I can't deal with two at the same time. There's no way. You've got to be kidding me. Go away. Thank you. Jesus. I get the feeling a lot of US Americans might want to learn a new language, Chinese, Russian. Yeah. I would definitely spend some time learning Chinese if you can. What was your... Hey, what? What was your reaction to Cataclysm when it launched, since it changed a lot? I was pretty not happy with it. I'll say that. I mean, a lot of my work got deleted, and it wasn't the same game anymore. And adding flight to the early areas, I think, is just a mistake in general. Chinese, huh? Yeah. I mean, the majority of the world already speaks Mandarin, so Damn, this guy's tough. Oh, nice. We need to turn auto self-cast on. That's my problem. I don't know why it turns off every time. I think I might have locked one of my settings files and I've never fixed it. Hey, look at my hit points. Perfect. Haha. The devil is on my side now. I keep forgetting I should be removing armor first and then slice and dicing. China seems to be booming lately. It certainly is. What cataclysm changes did you like? I can't think of any, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics of Cataclysm well enough, other than the things that I didn't like, which is the adding flight to everywhere, destroying all those quests, making the world feel like a smaller place, and just generally being a kind of ridiculous addition to the game. Should probably keep an eye on my food coming. I'll save you. Strange that he would AFK here. Kind of a dangerous location. Mandarin is the majority language, but it's not the only Cintiq language in China. True. But it's the one that everyone kind of knows there. Oh. Headache. Wow. You know Cantonese exists, and that's all thanks to the old Chinese movies? Well, they speak Cantonese in Hong Kong, I want to say, as the majority language. But they all have to learn Mandarin. Mandarin's the people's language, so whatever their dialect, like there's Shanghainese and there's like each province has their own sort of dialect, and it sounds different. Like again, my pronunciation is going to be terrible, but I remember someone trying to teach me Shanghainese, and so in Mandarin you would say ni hao. Ni hao is, you know, hello. But apparently in Shanghainese you say nong hong or something like that. It sounds different, but it's sort of the same. Ooh. I don't know how it works, to be honest with you, but it was interesting. And I couldn't even tell you what Cantonese sounds like, even though I heard it a lot when I was in Hong Kong. We went to Hong Kong for when I was working at Spicy Horse. That's American McGee's old studio. I think he's out of the game industry effectively at this point. He makes plushies. I think it's Dreadful plushies. You can look that up if you're interested in that. Anyways, we were going there because we were going to make a game about music roadies, basically, and running like venues for bands. And the people interested in it was Linkin Park. And so we were trying to sign bands to be part of the game so that their music could be played. So you would set up a band, and then Linkin Park, the band, might actually play something online, and it could be at your venue, that kind of thing. In the game, your venue in the game. So but still, it's them. Anyways, we were in discussions with them, and we went to Hong Kong and we saw them perform after we discussed some stuff. It was pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. Alice plushie would be funny. I don't know if you did an Alice one. They're like mental health awareness plushies, plushy dreadfuls, and so each one is representative of some mental health issue. It's definitely up his alley. Can't parry that. What the fuck is this bullshit? Stop parrying me! Alright, we're done with the bear tongues. Now we need the lion shit, but the lion stuff is really... They're way harder than the bears. 24? Gotta be kidding me. Alright, maybe we move on from here. $23, I'll give it a try. Did you hear about the Turtle Team new project, Moon Whisper Games? Of course I did. I knew before anyone did, but I just don't... I know how to keep my stupid mouth shut, so I didn't say anything. I've been telling them to do that for 3 years, so I'm glad they finally did it. I'm sad it took RICO charges and the threat of imprisonment of some of their employees for that to happen, but at least they're moving in the right direction. You looked up plushie dreadfuls, and the ADHD plushie is literally Chaos Undivided. Oh. What's Chaos Undivided? I actually don't know what that is. Is that like an anime or something? Sounds like an anime. Where's my food? I'm dying here. It says out for delivery, but there's no time on it. Defender shield. What does this look like? Oh, it's the one with the blue gems. That's actually a cool one. What? I had to kill the spiders too? You've got to be kidding me. All right, basically I have to kill everything in this area. Fine. At least the creepers are level 20. I bet it's a super rare drop. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll drop on the first one. It's 40k, all the Chaos Gods represented as a unified faction. Ooh. No idea. Oh, great. Poisoned. Free if he doesn't come in 30 minutes? It doesn't work like that, no. They do give you a apology voucher, I guess. So there's that. These are used for cooking. 3 silver. All right, hold on. No, I don't want to get rid of that. All right, you're gone. 3 silver, valuable. What's this? Fist-sized spinneret? Go away. It's level 24. I don't want to deal with that. Level 21. Let's get this one. Yeah, there's no free if it doesn't get there in a certain time thing here. At least as far as I know. I haven't seen it. Just vouchers for additional off next time. Trying to wait for him to poison so I can kick him, but he's not doing it. Come here, you. Shit. It's 50 copper. It's also used in some recipe. I just don't know where I get that one from. Whereas the gooey spider legs, I'm pretty sure is some recipe around this place. Let's get that tin vein. Yeah. Can't say no to coarse stone, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. Let's try the level. Yeah, let's try the level 24. See what happens. Shit. This is going to be rough, actually. I can tell. This is way too close. Never doing this again. Big mistake. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Did you play MMOs before getting to work on WoW? What was your favorite? Of course, but how many MMOs existed before WoW? I played MUDs on BBS systems. MUDs were multi-user dungeons where you would call in to a computer on a phone line using your modem. Do you know what any of that means? I don't know how old you are, so yes. And then I played EverQuest. EverQuest was the first 3D, well, other than the top-down ones, it was the first-person view 3D, fully 3D MMORPG was EverQuest, and we all played that kind of religiously at Blizzard. That was when I was in QA, quality assurance there. And it almost lost me my job because I was playing it so frickin' much. You're a nerd, so you know despite your age. Well, there you go. Yeah, so I played MUDs, and then I played EverQuest. I didn't play Ultima Online. There's a tree there. Oh, I can't even... Ultima Online was basically... I just missed it for some reason. That one wasn't so bad. Not great, though. This guy actually might kill me if I'm not careful. Just checking on my food. The old phone modems, yeah. I had a 1200 baud modem, and then I had a 2400. I basically got my dad's hand-me-downs. So I was lucky in that respect. A lot of people didn't necessarily have any internet back in those days. So I was a shit. What am I gonna kill? No. Yeah. I don't even want that. Get out of here. All right, we got it done. Let's get this quest in. We could hang out and keep killing until we get the hulking, until we get the lion blood, I guess, but. You were so happy when you found out you can turn down the volume of the noise it makes in the Windows sound. So yes, you can mute it, in fact. That's one of the commands I learned, though now I can't remember it off the top of my head. Oh, I can't. Oompy. Where's Oompy? Come here, Oompy. Respawn, you piece of shit frog. Those modem sounds were something, though, back in the day, huh? You used to be able to make this on. Something like that. Warcraft 3 is just a timeless game. First played it 2010 to 2011, I think, and it left such an impression on me. Yeah, I hear that a lot. A lot of people really liked it as a game. Left a big impression on me too, but I worked on it, so I just figured, you know. It's definitely a sound you'll never forget. Yes, it is quite unique. It's a very unique sound. You either know it and will understand immediately what you're hearing, or you've never heard it and you just have no idea what people are talking about when they say modem sounds. Hey, food's almost here. Oompy, spawn already. Oompy. How long does it take Oompy to spawn? Is he on like a 10-minute timer or something stupid? Never mind. And now he's dead. Oh, that's it? Okay. You have to do the mountain lion blood one as well in order to progress to the next thing. I think I'll hang out here. My food's almost here though, and I'm not a big fan of eating on stream, so I think I'll call it for today. Maybe I'll jump on later, much later, but we'll see. I want to get God Among Man done, or the chapter 2A of God Among Man done. So that's what I'll be working on. And then if I finish that, maybe I'll play some Wonderstop before I go to bed. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Be sure to join my Discord if you have any questions for me, you want to talk about Warcraft or whatever. There's plenty of experts on there who can tell you probably even more than me at this stage. Or if you want to discuss game design and various other things, more than happy to do so on my Discord. Link should always be in the description of the video down below, or in any of my videos, there's like a master link that gives you links to all my stuff, including my Patreon, where you can look at old design documents if you're interested. All right, I'll see you guys later. Hail Hydra.